Cool.
Wait, hold on.
You're listening to 2015 Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League.
The one swung on and ripped deep down the left field line, back towards the corner, and it's off the foul pole. A home run for Haney.
The 0-1 decline, he hits it up the middle of the infield, a base hit. Keenan is coming around third, he's going to score, and the Kettleers take a 4-3 lead.
The pitch is swung on, hit on the ground, through the right side, base hit into right field. Paez rounds third, he'll score easily, and the Kettleers have a 3-0 lead.
1-1 decline, he swings at it and hits that deep into left field. Persico is rounding back there, that ball is out of here!
With the Kettleers warm-up, here's Axel Bawada and Dan Silverman.
The Cotuit Kettleers looking to put an end to a 7-game losing streak at home at Lowell Park against the 11-4 Orleans Firebirds. Good evening, everyone. Alongside my partner, Dan Silverman, I'm Axel Bawada. And Dan, yesterday the Kettleers looked like they were going to snap their losing streak. At that point, 6 games. What went wrong in the 9th inning?
A couple of hits to lead off the inning, and from there, I mean, it could have ended the 9th inning tied at 3. The real killer, the pass ball that got behind Collins, and you know what, right now, pretty much everything is going the wrong way for this team. And when you're in the midst of a tough losing streak like this one is, when you go to the 9th inning, you're winning, but you have in the back of your head that, well, what's going to go wrong now mentality. Because this isn't the first time in this losing streak they've blown the game in the last inning. It happened Monday the game one of the doubleheader against Harwich in the 7th and final inning. It happened in the 9th inning last night. So that mentality of, well, what's going to happen wrong today? When you're winning as a team and things are going well, you have that, all right, someone's going to step up, someone's going to get that big hit, something will go right mentality. And when you're losing games, it's exactly the opposite. And that's unfortunately what's happening right now for this team.
Well, certainly things did go wrong yesterday. As you said, that pass ball by Zach Collins. And today they're playing the Orleans Firebirds. They have the best record in the Cape, 11-4. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. And if the Kettleers, they've been struggling on offense, things are going to get a bit harder. The Orleans have a team ERA of 196.
Which is pretty much unreal. Under 2 as a team. If you have a couple of pitchers pitching that well, that's great. But as an entire team, they give up so few runs. The one thing they're not good at is defense. They have the worst defense in the league. So the Kettleers, I don't want to have to say that they have to hope that Orleans makes errors, but the Kettleers are not a very good hitting team. Orleans is by far the best pitching team in the league. If the Firebirds make some errors, the Kettleers have got to take advantage. They did that well yesterday, scored a couple of unearned runs. And if that happens again today, they have to come up with those big hits when the Firebirds make mistakes.
So Austin Sexton is taking the mound for Cotuit. We'll get you the Orleans Firebirds really quickly. Reggie Southall is leading things off for the Firebirds. He's playing shortstop. The right fielder, Alex Call, batting second. Third, former Kettleer center fielder Kyle Lewis. Batting cleanup is Carmen Benedetti, his first baseman. And another former Kettleer DHing for the Firebirds, Trace Barrera. Batting after Barrera in the 6th spot is Sean Murphy. 7th, Nick Zamorelli. 8th, TJ Nickting. And closing things off for the Firebirds is Ronnie Dawson. Defensively, for Cotuit, Austin Sexton is taking the mound. Zach Collins catching behind home plate. At first base is Brandon Berry. Playing second base is Spencer Gay. He's been stationed at third base pretty much all season. This will be his 3rd straight game playing second base. Playing third base instead, Brody Weiss. Shortstop is Michael Paez. Left fielder, Brett Stevens. In center field is Jack Klein, and Court Peterson getting the start at right field. Now we're going to head to a commercial break here as the national anthem is played. You're listening to Cotuit's Kettleer Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in
Just minutes away from first pitch at Lowell Park, Austin Sexton taking the mound for Cotuit, and Dan, he had a pretty good outing his last time.
He pitched great at Chatham that game 8 days ago, last Friday. Got the loss, though. A tough luck loser. Went 6 1/3, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned. Only 2 hits, though. And both of those runners crossed the plate after he left the game, so did not get help from his bullpen. But he was very good. His first start, not so good. A big reason why he has a 5.79 ERA and a tough 0-2 record, tied for the team lead with those 2 losses, but looks to pitch the same way he did last start. And I'm sure the Kettleers would be happy with an outing quite like that one.
So he is 0-2. As you said, that 5.79 ERA is not great, but last game he played very well. He's taking the mound. This will be his 3rd appearance of the season. His other 2 appearances were starts, and the infield starting to settle in a little bit. Brody Weiss is playing third base now. Spencer Gay's playing second for the majority of the season up till about the game against Hyannis 3 days ago. Or 3 days ago, it was the other way around. Brody Weiss was stationed at second, Spencer Gay at third.
And that new defensive alignment has seemed to work pretty well. And Kettleers, who have the 2nd worst defense in the league, Orleans is the worst, haven't made any errors the last 2 games ever since that move. So, Coach Roberts has been talking all year how he doesn't know if he was playing guys in the right spot, didn't know where to put players, and he decided to swap it up. So far, it's worked defensively. Kettleers haven't won, but errors in 2 games for the way that this team has played defensively is pretty impressive.
And in the 5 games before those last 2, they had 14 errors. So they're cleaning up on that side on defense. And Reggie Southall, the shortstop from USC, stepping up to the plate. Lefty facing the righty pitcher, Austin Sexton. Now we'll kick things off here at Lowell Park. Kettleers 4-12 on a 7-game losing streak. The Orleans Firebirds currently 11-4, 8-2 in their last 10.
Best record on the Cape so far, too.
First pitch to Southall's a fastball that misses away. 1-0, and we are underway. After Reggie Southall is Alex Call. Batting third is Kyle Lewis, former Kettleer. Sexton working out of the windup. He fires. Fastball out of the zone, 2-0. That was low in the dirt. Collins actually caught that ball a little bit behind him. Had to stretch out for that one. 2-0 to Southall. Fastball at the letters, 2-1. Southall waits for the 2-1 pitch. Here it is. Doesn't swing at that one. That's a curveball, low and away. Evens the count, 2-2. Dan, we had 2 players on yesterday, Justin Dunn and Matt Milburn. Did they say that they said that they thought that Austin Sexton had the best curveball on the team?
Yes, I think they did.
Another curveball punches him out.
Showing it off there, and that was a beauty. Not just a 12-6, kind of a, 2-8. It's got some downward and in action to the lefty batter, and Southall just stared at it right into the glove of Collins.
So Southall's retired, 1 away in the top of the first. Alex Call up to the plate, wearing number 27. He's a righty, playing right field. Wearing their home whites with the maroon pinstripes, the Orleans Firebirds wearing their road reds. First pitch to Call. It's a fastball low and away, outside the zone, 1-0. Alex Call from Ball State University, batting .278 on the season. 3 RBIs. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Chased a fastball outside of the zone, evens the count 1-1.
Good fastball there from Lewis. Kept that one down and away. It might have nicked the knees, but got called a chase and made sure he didn't give it too much plate.
The pitch swung on and hit deep into left field. That ball is going back. Stevens will get to it at the wall. 2 down in the top of the first.
Well, Cole gave that one a pretty good ride. Just got underneath it a little bit, and Stevens was able to make a play as it stayed in the ballpark.
That brings up Kyle Lewis, first baseman playing center field. Former Kettleer, played in just 6 games with the Kettleers, the last 2 regular season games of the 2014 season, and the 4 playoff games.
And at first, he thought he would be back in Cotuit this year. Originally told Orleans, no, I don't want to sign with you. I'm going back to Cotuit. Didn't work out. He's in Orleans, and, well, the stats speak for themselves. First in the league in home runs and third in hitting.
First pitch to Lewis. Curveball below the knees, 1-0. Lewis is hitting .347. Definitely been a very productive batter. The 1-0 to Lewis. Another curveball low and in, strike 2. Or strike 1, I should say, evens the count, 1-1. Wearing number 8 for Orleans, we wore number 7 last season with the Kettleers. The 1-1. Swung on and fouled out of play right side, 1-2. Lewis hitting .347. 4 home runs, 7 RBIs. Definitely one of the more productive members of the Orleans offense. The 1-2. Foul off his leg and rolled almost to the pitcher's mound, but hit him in the box first. We'll redo 1 and 2.
Lewis limping that one off just a little bit. Those are never fun. And home plate umpire John Petula giving him a few moments. He walks out a new baseball to Sexton. Home plate umps certainly know what that feels like to get nicked by a foul ball. So Petula being generous and making sure that Lewis is okay.
He does wear a brace on that left ankle, but nevertheless, surely that was a painful foul ball he hit off his leg. So he has 17 hits on this season. 8 of them have been extra base hits. 1-2. Curveball misses away. 2-2.
Curveball looks good early on, though, from Sexton. That's certainly a good sign for him. He likes to throw it often, and it's usually quite effective.
The 2-2. Lewis fouls that out of play to the right side again. So he's battling in this at-bat. Has faced 6 pitches so far. About to face the 7th. Sexton, out of the windup, fires. Ball's in the dirt, 3-2.
Good at bat from Lewis. He's drawn the count full after falling behind. He's spoiled off a few good pitches. He's also been able to stay off a couple of curveballs in the dirt that a lot of hitters can't.
Payoff pitch. Swung and nubbed foul behind home plate. Another foul ball. Another
curveball, too, from Sexton. He's thrown a lot of them here in this first inning.
See again if he'll try to punch him out with another. Just give him a heater. The full count. Here's the pitch. Fastball in below the knees. Kyle Lewis draws a walk. Good at bat for Lewis. He faced 10 pitches in that at bat. That brings up Carmen Benedetti, playing first base today. Benedetti hitting .286. No home runs, no RBIs. Playing just his 5th game. He's 2 for 7. Attends the University of Michigan. Runner on first is Lewis. Working out of the set is Sexton. Looks for his sign. The pitch. It's an off-speed pitch. Up and away, 1-0. So with 2 outs, Sexton allows a base runner. Pickoff attempt. Lewis slides back in time. Barry lobs it back to Sexton on the mound. Playing way in is Spencer Gay as he steps back now. He was well in the infield grass. Probably doing so, or Brody Weiss, excuse me. Still getting used to Weiss at third, Sexton, or Gay at second. The pitch, hit foul behind home plate to the fence. 1-1.
Lewis, not a big-time threat to run, hasn't attempted a steal yet this year. But being held on by Barry just in case.
Pick off attempt to first, not in time. Lewis able to walk back. Only took a couple steps lead off. As you said, not a big running threat. Orleans, though, has been successful in stealing bases. 1-1 pitch is a curveball below the knees. Did he chase it? He did not. 2-1 count to Carmen Benedetti.
And as you said, very good stealing bases as a team. 15 for 21 overall. A little under 75%. The Kettleers is a team under 2/3.
2-1 to Benedetti is a fastball inside. Called strike, 2-2. Standing in the on-deck circle is former Kettleer Trace Barrera, DHing today, catcher out of the University of Texas. 2-2 to Benedetti. Hit right to Barry. He gets on his knees and steps on the bag for the out. 3 unassisted, and that ends the top of the first inning. So no runs, no hits, but a runner left on base for the Orleans Firebirds. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Game tied 0-0 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Cape Cod Healthcare now offers Cape Cod residents and visitors convenient urgent medical care by emergency room trained physicians at the Fontaine Outpatient Center in Harwich and the Stoneman Outpatient Center in Sandwich. For sore throats and coughs, x-rays and splinting, suturing of lacerations, and much, much more, come to the Stoneman Outpatient Center at 2 Jan Sebastian off of Exit 2 in Sandwich, or the Fontaine Outpatient Center at 525 Long Pond Drive just off Exit 11 in Harwich. Both have extended evening and weekend hours, and both centers are staffed by emergency room physicians. No appointment or referral is necessary. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Corbin on the mound for the Orleans Firebirds, his third start. The righty out of Bakersfield, California, 10 St. Mary's.
Long 6. 50 batting average against. Part of why Orleans has the best pitching staff in the Cape so far.
And leading things off is Zach Collins, the catcher at the University of Miami. He's 2 for 10. First pitch to Collins, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, low and away for a strike, 0-1. Collins, a big bat. Plenty of accolades to his name. The 0-1. A fastball low and in. Misses 1-1. He flew out to end the game yesterday, but he took a ball for a ride in center field. 1-1 to Collins. 94-mile-an-hour fastball gets away from the catcher, Murphy. 2-1's the count. After Collins is Court Pearson in right field. Batting third, Jack Klein. Fourth, Brett Stevens. Fifth, Matt Albanese. Sixth, Brandon Berry. Michael Pius, usually the leadoff hitter, he's batting seventh. Brody Weiss batting eighth. And Spencer Gay batting ninth. The 2-1 from Burns. Swing and a miss, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Might have clipped it and went into the glove of Murphy. Regardless, the count is 2-2. So Burns takes the mound. Murphy's doing the catching behind home plate. Benedetti at third, Nick Ting at fourth, or at second base. 2-2 to Collins, hit right to Nick Ting. He can't handle the ball. Safe as Collins.
And we talked about this before the game, Axel. Worst defense in the league. That's a league high 29th error now as a team for the Firebirds, who have the most errors, the worst fielding percentage. And now the Kettleers, who have not scored very much and playing against such a good pitching staff, have got to take advantage.
So TJ Nick Ting on the error. A simple ground ball hit to him. He was ranging to his left and couldn't scoop it out of the grass. First pitch to Court Peterson, 92 miles an hour fastballs he swings at, 0-1. So at third is Zamorelli. Shortstop is Southall. Dawson in left, Lewis in center, and Call in right field. That's how the defense shakes up for the Orleans Firebirds. Over to first, not in time. Collins able to slide back.
Collins not your typical leadoff hitter. He's not a big-time base stealer. He's 0 for 1 on the year, but Coach Roberts likes to put his best hitters near the top of the order.
The 0-1 to Peterson, grounded back to the pitcher's mound. Burns grabs it, throws over to first for the out. Collins advances to second, one away in the bottom of the first.
So pretty much has the same outcome as a sacrifice bunt right there. Collins now in scoring position, one away. And Jack Klein, who's, I'd say, been the Kettleers' best hitter so far this year. He's only been here for half the year, but leads the team in hitting. Has 1 home run and is tied for the team lead with 5 runs batted in.
Already he's batting .385, playing in his 9th game of the year. Runner at second is Zach Collins. So runner in scoring position for Jack Klein, who's come up big in these type of spots this last week or so. Kettleers, though, have been winless. Haven't won since June 17th. That was 10 days ago. That was a home game against the Brewster Whitecaps, won 4-3. First pitch to Klein is a curveball, low and away, clips the zone, 0-1.
And in that game against Brewster, Klein's first game, had the game-winning RBI. And since then, he's been that clutch hitter when the Kettleers have needed someone to come through. It's been Klein just about every time.
Burns working out of the set. The 0-1 pitch to Klein, sliced foul, out of play right side, 0-2. As he said, not worried about Zach Collins stealing. Right there, Burns working out of the set, didn't even take a look at second.
Would be very surprising if Collins tried to steal third in this spot.
Right, especially because the chances of stealing third are not as good as stealing second. If it was Paez, you'd have to worry. The 0-2 to Klein. Fastball just misses inside, 1-2.
At the same time, when you have a guy like Burns on the mound paying no attention to the runner, that's a spot where you can try and sneak an extra step or two into your lead and get a good jump. Because if Burns doesn't look at him, maybe he's got a chance to swipe it.
1-2 to Klein. This time, looks again. The pitch. Barrett Murphy keeps it from getting past him, 2-2.
That was a very good block, that pitch, down and well outside. And he had to kind of reach down and sprawl across to his right to keep it in front of him.
Yeah, that curveball pulled him out from behind home plate. Evens the count, 2-2. Jack Klein fell behind quickly, 0-2, and has now evened it back up, 2 apiece. 1 down in the bottom of the first, runner on second. The pitch is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, low and inside. It draws the count full 3-2, but goodness, he really ranged back right there.
That's the fastest pitch we've seen so far this season.
So he had pretty good stuff with 94-mile-an-hour fastballs and reared back for a 97-mile-an-hour heater. But of course, you can throw heat, but if you can't locate, that can be a problem. Full count to Jack Klein. Deep hit into center field. Lewis gets under it, squeezes it for the second out. Collins retreats back to second. Klein took that for a ride, but didn't put enough behind it.
I think he got jammed a little bit too. That 93-mile-an-hour fastball, so Burns took a little bit off of it, but definitely located it better and got it in on his hands just enough.
Brings up Brett Stevens, playing left field. He's an outfielder from the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA.
And he's hit well too since he got here, hitting at .333. Hit what could have been a winning home run on Monday. Wound up being a go-ahead home run in a game the Kettleers lost.
Stevens, 93 miles an hour, misses below the knees, 1-0. He last played against Hyannis 2 days ago, didn't play last night against Wareham. Went 1-4 in that game. Waits for the 1-0. The pitch, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, misses below the knees again, 2-0. Collins still at second. 2 down in the bottom of the first. Kettleers scored in the first inning of the game against Wareham, looking to do the same against the Orleans Firebirds. Stevens waits for the 2-0. Here it is. Doesn't swing. 93-mile-an-hour fastball in the zone. 2-1. Seems to clip the outside of the plate. He waits for the 2-1. Burns looks at second. The pitch hit foul and out of play by the Cotuit batting cages. Almost went into the gravel parking lot.
I'm parked over there. I see my car. It looks safe.
Evens the count 2-2.
Always got to be careful. I feel like we talk about this every home game.
Well, because it's always an actual concern, you know. Whenever I park, I'm like, I hope I'm far enough. The 2-2 to Stevens. Swung and popped up high out of play near the grandstands by third base. Count is still 2-2. Stevens looking for a big base hit here that can drive in Zach Collins at second. Stevens batting .333, playing in his 9th game. Has a home run and and 2 RBIs. The pitch seemed to get away from Burns. That was up, way upstairs. Breaking ball that got away. Evens the count, or count runs full. 3-2, second straight batter that Burns has run full.
That curve looked like it just slipped out of his hand a little bit, kind of got away from him. But he's got one more chance to try and put away Stevens and end this first inning.
3-2. Burns looks for his sign. The pitch to Stevens. Hit foul behind home plate, and again, just like yesterday, there was a foul ball that was hit to the fence. Would have fell right into our press box.
I don't know if I'd say fall in, more like come flying in. Your laptop almost broke once. I think you're trying to avoid any foul balls coming our way for quite a while.
I'm going to bring a glove to road games now. The payoff pitch. Stevens hits to left field. That ball is slicing near the foul. It'll get past Dawson. And coming in, jogging home is Zach Collins. The Kettleers lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first.
And Axel, this goes back to exactly what we talked about pregame. Orleans plays bad defense. They make an error. The Kettleers need to take advantage today, and they do in the first inning. That's why they lead 1-0. Thanks to that error on Nick Ting to start off this inning.
That was a good piece of hitting by Brett Stevens. It was slicing near the foul line in left field. Dawson didn't have a great read on that ball, and it just went over his head.
He tried to cut it off in the air. Save a run, just couldn't reach it.
So runner on second is Brett Stevens. Matt Albanese, the DH at the plate. First pitch to Albanese. Swings foul to the Cotuit dugout. 0-1.
That's 2 straight games now. The Kettleers have scored the first run of the game and taken a first inning lead. Yesterday they blew it in the 9th inning. Looking for a different storyline today. And this team just needs a win. Any way it happens. 7 straight losses. Last place in the Western Division. It's early enough, though, where they can still bounce back from this.
The 0-1 Albanese. High fly ball to left field. And coming in to grab it is Dawson. He actually had to range a bit into shallow left center. So the Kettleers get a hit, a run, and leave a man on base. The Kettleers lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0 at the end of 1. We head to the top of the second inning. You're listening to Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Celebrate history and build for the future, brick by brick. That's the slogan for the Kettleers Engraved Brick Fundraiser. The bricks we engrave for you will replace the blank bricks in the plaza area behind home plate. Cheer on the Kettleers, honor that special someone, celebrate a life event, or recognize your business. These are only a few examples of what you might want on your engraved brick. To get started, visit the Kettleers website at www.kettleers.org or stop by the tables at all Kettleer home games.
End of one here at Lowell Park. The Kettleers lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0. Coming up to the plate for the Firebirds, former Kettleer Trace Barrera, wearing number 20. Playing in just his 5th game of the season, hitting under 100. 1 hit and 11 at-bats. Last season for Cotuit, he batted .205 in the regular season. 4 home runs, 12 RBIs in 21 games. Making his return to Lowell Park, albeit for a different team. Facing off against former teammate Austin Sexton. Working out of the windup, the pitch. High fly ball to center field. Klein has to race back to left center to make that catch. Barrera swings at the first pitch, and he is retired.
Well, he gave it a pretty good ride. And the crowd thought he got a little more of that one than he did. Just quite didn't get enough.
Trace Barrera does have that home run type of power. His first base hit for the Kettleers last season was a home run. Brings up Sean Murphy, the catcher. From Wright State. Righty versus righty. First pitch. Fastball low and away for a strike, 0-1. Sean Murphy's from Centerville, Ohio, batting .214. Playing in his 12th game. 0-1 pitch, laced to Barry, and makes the catch.
Sounded like he broke his bat there, too. Hit it off the end of the bat. Just didn't get very good wood on that one.
Lined out right to Brandon Barry, who had to take just a couple steps back into his right. Pretty easy catch for him. So 3 pitches, 2 down in the top of the second. Nick Zamorelli, the third baseman, up to the plate. Zamorelli from Elon University, batting .211 this season. First pitch is a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Zamorelli, 8 hits on the season, 4 have been doubles. Has 6 RBIs. 15 strikeouts, that leads the team. On-base percentage of .268. The 1-0 is a curveball in the dirt, 2-0. Zach Collins doing the catching behind home plate. Kettleers have 3 catchers, Will Haney, Tim Susnera, and Collins. The 2-0 from Sexton. Chopped in front of home plate. Collins grabs it, throws over to first for the out. A 1-2-3 inning for Austin Sexton. Middle of the second, the Kettleers lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Six, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Kettleers. Bottom of the second inning, they lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0. Brandon Barry stepping up to the plate. He's been struggling so far this season. In 6 games, he's batting just .118. 2 hits and 17 at-bats. Has drawn 3 walks, so he has an on-base percentage of .250. First pitch to Barry. Swung on deep to left field. Dawson is going back, and that ball is out of here. Solo shot for Brandon Barry. The Kettleers lead 2-0. in the bottom of the second.
That was just a rocket off the bat of Barry and no doubter. That's got to feel good for him. He hit a bunch out in batting practice earlier today. And finally gets his first home run as a Kettleer. And the offense clicking early on. It's 2-0.
That's Barry's third hit of the season. And that one was a big one. That ball was gone the second he hit it. First pitch, leadoff batter hits a home run. Brandon Barry brings up Michael Pies, the shortstop. First pitch to Pies, he fouls out of play behind home plate and behind the Cotuit press box. 0-1. Burns delivers the 0-1. Another fly ball hit into left field. Dawson ranging back. He makes the catch. Took that ball for a good ride as well. One away in the bottom of the second. Pi is not exactly a power guy, but he got some good wood on that ball. Brings up the third baseman, Brody Weiss. The pitch. Weiss swings at the first pitch, pops it up behind home plate and out of play. And that is in the parking lot and almost hit a car that was actually being driven. So not a parked car.
Did the car drive away from the ball?
Right, no, the car was hit right behind the car. So had the car, I guess, been a little bit slower, it would have been clipped. 0-1 to Weiss, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Did he go around?
So the car was driving away from the ball?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
At that very second, it was driving away.
Okay, because you first said no.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all right. Just wanted to clarify.
The 0-2 to Weiss. He did not check his swing. He swings at that one out of the zone. 3 strikes, and he is down. 2 down in the bottom of the second. Spencer Gay, the 9-hitter, second baseman, facing off Corbin Burns for the first time. After him, the lineup restarts. First pitch to Gay, 94-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Kettleers leading the Orleans Firebirds 2-0 in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 to Gay, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, outer edge of the zone, 0-2. Burns readies. The pitch. High fly ball to center field. That'll actually stay in the infield. Getting underneath that is Nick Ting, just behind second base. Spencer Gay is retired. So the Kettleers get a run on a hit, a really big hit, a home run, and leave no one stranded. They lead the Firebirds 2-0 here after 2 full. You're listening to Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic welcome Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating as a premium sponsor and member of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2015. This family-owned business has been providing heating and plumbing services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder. If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Two nothing. The Kettleers on top. We go to the 3rd inning here at Lowell Park. 8-9-1 due up for the league best Firebirds. And so far, the Kettleers playing like the better team today. 2 runs on 2 hits for Cotuit. A lone error for Orleans. TJ Nickting leads things off. Switch hitter batting left. Sexton deals the first pitch, grounded right back to the mound. He knocks it down, picks it up, throws overhand to first in time. 1 pitch and 1 man down here in the 3rd inning. Oh, nice play there by Sexton, defending his own position well. Had to reach down into his left. Couldn't quite field it cleanly, but knocked it down, kept it right in front of him. and made the play. So 1 up, 1 down, and Ronnie Dawson, the number 9 hitter, coming up. Dawson, a left-hand batter, hitting an even 200 on the season. 1 long ball and 3 RBIs. First pitch from Sexton, he shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes it down and away. Fastball, 1-0. Brody Weiss plays in at third to guard against a bunt. Dawson has good speed. Here's the righty's 1-0. Curveball fouled off to the left. And the count 1-1. Outfield playing straight up. Klein maybe a step or 2 towards left center. Sexton deals. Curveball taken below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. After Dawson, Reggie Southall due up here in the top of the 3rd inning for Orleans. It's 2-0 Kettleers early on. From the full windup, the righty kicks and fires. Curveball taken, letter high for a called strike. It's 2-2. Well, we talked about Sexton earlier on. His first start not quite very good at YD. Rebounded well his last start. Here's the 2-2. Swing on a line drive past Gay. Base hit into right center field. Cut off in the gap by Klein. And clapping his hands on it first is Ronnie Dawson, with a 1-out single here in the 3rd inning. And now Reggie Southall coming up. Southall is 0 for 1, switch hitter batting left. He struck out looking to start the game. Dawson on at first. He's being held on by good speed. Leads the team with 5 stolen bases in 7 tries. Sexton set, kicks and fires home. Fastball taken for a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. 91, the hardest pitch we've seen from Sexton so far. Burns is topped out at 97. Throw to first, diving back in awkwardly is Dawson, but he avoids the tag from Berry. Usually it's 2 steps and a dive, they say. That was more like 2 steps, a trip, and a flop, but got back in safely either way. 0-1 on Southall. Sexton throws over again, this time a much smoother dive, and Dawson again back safely. I guess as long as you're back safely, it doesn't really quite matter how you get there. Although the first one not pretty. 0-1, Sexton set. The righty pauses, spins, throws over again. Dawson back in standing this time. Well, Dan Henry at first base getting some arm exercises in, waving them safe every time. Here's the 0-1. Fastball paints the outside corner. It's 0-2. Took a little bit off of that one at 87. Had a bit of action cutting away from the left-hand batter. So 0-2 on Southall. Runner bluffs the pitch, is taken outside, a fastball 1-2. Looked like Dawson was running a little bit, and then wisely went back to Sexton throws, and Dawson back in standing. He and Berry got a little bit tied up, as Berry had to reach across his body to grab that throw. Weiss plays in still with 2 strikes against the batter. Probably not bunting. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball missed up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. An overcast day here at Lowell Park. A little bit cool. A little breezy, but not too bad. Sexton set. Here's the 2-2. And a miss. Strike 3. Got him to chase a curveball in the dirt. And Southall down swinging. He struck out 2 times. 2 strikeouts in the day for Sexton. And there are 2 men down here in the 3rd. Dawson still on first, and Alex Call coming up. Right-hand batter flew out to left his first at-bat. Brody Weiss stays in at 3rd. Berry continues to hold on Dawson at first pitch from Sexton. Fastball rides high, 1-0. Call has an open stance. Wears a brace protecting his left foot and ankle. We've seen plenty of foul balls so far this season hit off batters' legs in the box, and those are never fun. Sexton set. Runner goes. The pitch is taken for a strike. Throw down to second. Not in time. And Dawson, with a head-first dive, has his 6th stolen base of the season. Well, almost a bit of a lollipop throw there from Collins. Curveball that was dropped in for a strike. but not a whole lot of velocity to it. And Dawson was safe pretty easily. So he's on second, 2 men down, top of the third. It's 2-0 Cotuit. Alex Call, who has 3 runs batted in on the season, looks to make it 4. Dawson will score on most base hits to the outfield. Spencer Gay shades towards second. Sexton deals. Curveball down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Coach Roberts yelling out towards Gay to move a couple of steps towards the middle to keep Dawson, the runner, pretty close. Berry, with now no runner on first, plays well off the line and back at first. The 2-1 pitch in the dirt, nicely blocked by Collins, and Dawson will hold at second. Well, Dawson took a couple of steps towards third and then realized that Collins had it right in front of him, didn't want to make the third out there, so wisely went back to the bag. 3-1 now on call with Kyle Lewis, the former Kettleer, waiting on deck. Sexton set, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. A good fastball up and away. Full count now on call. Sexton has 2 strikeouts so far. He struck out Southall on both of his at-bats, once looking and once swinging. Hoping to get called to end the top of the third inning right here. Dawson leads off second as the righty comes set. The 3-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards third. Weiss to his left has it, stumbles down, fires to first on a hop. Not in time. Berry picks it up. He couldn't field that one cleanly. Holding at third is Dawson, and safe at first with an infield single is Alex Call. Well, that was a good play by Weiss to just keep that one on the infield. Saved a run, at least for the moment. And now the dangerous Kyle Lewis coming up. Well, Lewis has been the best hitter so far. At least one of them for Orleans, a team that by far leads the Cape in home runs with 11. He has 4 of them, tied for the league lead. He walked his first at-bat. And now Sexton faces him here with runners on the corners, 2 down in the third. The Kettleers lead 2-0. But with one swing of the bat, Lewis has the power to change that. Berry holds on, call at first. Not a big threat to run. He's 0 for 1. Trying to swipe bags on the ear. Righty to righty. Sexton kicks and fires. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Pius can't reach it. It's into center field, a base hit. Dawson will score. Call stops at second. Lewis on at first with an RBI single against his old team, and it's a 2-1. Well, Kyle Lewis is a good hitter for a reason. Didn't try and do too much with that one. Just poked it calmly up the middle. Pius couldn't reach it. And the Kettleers lead cut to 1. The inning still going. Call on second. Lewis on first. And Carmen Benedetti coming up. Left-hand batter grounded out sharply to first base, his first at-bat. Sexton's first pitch. Fastball taking a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Berry plays behind the runner, Lewis at first base. Paez at short keeps Call pretty close to the bag. Weiss plays off the line at third. The 0-1 pitch, taken in the dirt, a curveball, nicely blocked by Collins. So the runners hold at first and second. Sexton with some heavy lifting here in the third. Looks to keep the Kettleers on top. They lead 2-1. The righty gets the sign and comes set. Looks to Call at second. He fires home. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Berry fields the hop. Flips to Sexton covering. He gets there in time. And the inning is over. But the Firebirds get a run on 3 hits. No errors, 2 men left. Middle of the third, it's the Kettleers 2. And the Firebirds 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa, a time you'll always remember, a place you'll never forget. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Last of the third inning back here at Lowell Park. The Kettleers lead 2-1. And will send up the top of the order against the righty Corbin Burns. Zach Collins leads Peterson and Jack Klein to follow. Burns, a hard-throwing righty, pitches from the full windup right in the middle of the rubber. Here's his first pitch to Collins, taken outside at 93, 1-0. Collins, a lefty, reached on an error his first at-bat, came around to score on the Stevens double. Here's the 1-0 from Burns. Fastball taken high. 2 balls and no strikes. Kyle Lewis associated about 5 or 10 steps towards left center. Everybody else pretty much straight away. The infield straight around and back all the way around. Here's the 2-0. Swinging a high pop-up back behind third towards foul ground. Zamorelli running over, so is the Lawson, and he can't find it. He overran that one by about 5 or 10 steps, and it falls in, just a harmless foul ball. Well, that was a weird play. A white sky today with not much sun. Maybe that's why Dawson lost the white baseball up there, but just overran that one. So a second life for Collins with the count 2-1. Should have been out number 1. Burns kicks and fires home. Swinging a pop foul back overhead. That heads into the parking lot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And judging by the sound of, what happened? Okay, judging by the sound of the crowd, as Axel fills me in, the kid with the lacrosse stick is back, and he came away with that one. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive on one hop towards short. Fielding it is South. All takes his time, throws to first in time to get Collins. 1 up, 1 down in the third inning. Well, there was a collective "ooh" from the crowd as that one landed. So hopefully no broken windows for whoever's car that hit. 1 up, 1 down. Court Peterson coming up. Peterson 0 for 1 had essentially a swinging 1-3 his first at bat. That moved Collins into scoring position. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball hits the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. After Peterson, Jack Klein due up next in the third inning for Cotuit, who leads 2-1. Burns deals home. Fastball up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 from Burns. Curveball bends in nicely at about thigh high for a called strike. It's 1-2. Burns works quickly. Here's the righty's 1-2 pitch. Fastball ripped deep to right. Going back is Call. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch. 2 men away. Well, Peterson hit that one really well, right on the line. But Call had him played pretty much perfectly for out number 2 here in the third inning. So 2 up, 2 down, and Jack Klein coming up. Klein 0 for 1, flew out to center his first at bat. Right-hand batter has a brace on his left ankle that also extends down to the top of his foot. First pitch from Burns, breaking ball drops in for a knee-high strike. It's 0-1. A good curveball from Burns to go along with a pretty hard fastball that we've seen top out at 97 today. The 0-1. Curveball missed downstairs and sneaks between the legs of Murphy, the catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, no one on last of the third. It's 2-1 Cotuit. The Kettleers look to put an end to a 7-game losing streak. Here's the 1-1. Taken down in the dirt. Another curveball. 2 balls and a strike on Klein. Well, Klein has been probably the most consistent hitter on this team since he got here. Doesn't strike out a whole lot. He's been consistently clutch. And the Kettleers have needed that, a team that has struggled offensively. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. A good curveball. He was out in front. The count evens up 2-2. So Burns a strike away from his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. Begins his full windup. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased a curveball down and away. Murphy applies the tag, and the inning is over. Kettleers go 1-2-3. It's Cotuit 2 and Orleans 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Celebrate history and build for the future, brick by brick. That's the slogan for the Cotuit Kettleers Engraved Brick Fundraiser. The bricks we engrave for you will replace the blank bricks in the plaza area behind home plate. Cheer on the Kettleers, honor that special someone, celebrate a life event, or recognize your business. These are only a few examples of what you might want on your engraved brick. To get started, visit the Kettleers website at www.kettleers.org at the tables under the red tents at all Kettleer home games.
We go to the 4th inning here at Lowell Park. 2-1, the Kettleers on top. 5-6-7 due up here in the 4th inning for the Firebirds against the righty Austin Sexton. And former Kettleer Trace Barrera will lead things off. Right-hand batter, he's 0 for 1. He flew out to left center field his first at-bat, although he gave it a pretty good ride. Sexton from the full windup. Here's the first pitch, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Barrera, then Murphy, then Zamorelli for the Firebirds. You have a league best 11-4 record. The Kettleers a league worst 4-12. Fastball missed away, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Sexton looked like he grimaced a little bit after that pitch. Now kicking some dirt around on the mound on his landing spot. So maybe not all too comfortable with where his left foot landed on that pitch. Here's his 1-1. Swinging a rip down the left field line. That's a fair ball. And should be extra bases for Barrera. Stevens plays it in the corner. Barrera on his way to second. The throw is cut off. He's in standing with a double. And the tying run is on base to start the 4th inning. And former Kettleer Trace Barrera has hurt his former team.
And now that's just the second base hit he has so far. He's 2 for 13 now, hitting 154.
Well, it's been a slow start. But a couple of former Kettleers have had big hits today. Kyle Lewis, an RBI single last inning. Now Barrera a double to begin the 4th, and Sean Murphy coming up. Brody Weiss plays in at third. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken on the outside corner. That one just hit the knees. It's 0-1. Murphy 0 for 1. Broke his bat and softly lined down to third his first at-bat. Barrera leads off second. Spencer Gay, the second baseman, keeping him close. The 0-1 from Sexton. Swing and a miss. Good fastball downstairs. It's 0-2. Good-sized crowd on an overcast day here at Lowell Park. The third base grandstand pretty much filled up. Over at first base, a pretty nice-sized crowd as well. Plenty of fans down the lines as well, beyond the fence. Here's the 0-2. Fastball down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Murphy. There could be worse things to do on a Saturday afternoon than go to a baseball game, that's for sure. Murphy steps back in the box, right-hand batter who does not wear batting gloves. Sexton set, looks at second, Barrera leads. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball towards short past Paez, base hit left field. Barrera given the late stop sign, he holds at third. The throw is cut off by Weiss. On at first with a single is Murphy. And the Firebirds have men on the corners with nobody out here in the 4th inning.
Well, Murphy didn't do too much there. He just hit a ground ball hard through the left side of the infield and looked like it was going to be enough to score in Barrera, but he's held up at third.
With no one out, didn't want to try and do too much there. So now a good scoring situation. The corners are in with Berry holding on Murphy at first. Weiss plays in at third. Middle infield, Paez and Gay hoping for a double play ground ball. Nick Zamorelli, the batter. Grounded out 2-3 and a little dribbler in front of the plate in his first at-bat. First pitch, fastball taken belt high for a called strike. It's 0-1. 2-1 Cotuit in the 4th inning. Barrera at third, the tying run. Murphy at first, the potential go-ahead run with no one out. Sexton set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, a beautiful curveball. Zamorelli was way out in front. It's 0-2. Well, Sexton would love a strikeout here. He has 2 of them so far on the day. Here's in for the side from his catcher, Collins. And the righty comes set at the letters. Now time called by Zamorelli at the plate. A soft breeze here at Lowell Park, but not one that should affect any ball too much. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up foul over the grandstand on the third base side. The count's still 0-2. A very protective swing there with 2 strikes from Zamorelli. Just poked his bat out and was able to get a piece of it.
Lacrosse kid with yet another ball.
He's finding everything. Well, it didn't work yesterday with the lacrosse stick, so better luck today. 0-2. Sexton's pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a curveball down below the knees. Zamorelli chased in a big first out here in the 4th inning.
Now Zamorelli's 16th strikeout of the season. He leads all Firebirds in that category. Not the category you want to lead. The second most strikeouts, that belongs to Jeremy Martinez. He has, or actually that's not Jeremy, Austin Miller has 12.
So 1 down, still men on the corners, and TJ Nichting the batter. Sexton steps towards third, looks to first, doesn't make a pickoff attempt anywhere. It's 2-1 Cotuit, top 4. Barrera the tying run at third, Murphy on first. First pitch, down below the knees, a breaking ball. It's 1-0. Sexton has his pant legs rolled up, maroon socks up to the knees. The righty set, fires a 1-0. Fastball missed outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ronnie Dawson waiting on deck. But Sexton would love to get a ground ball right here. A double play would get him out of this 4th inning. The righty set, the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball taken at the knees, a called strike. It's 2-1. Well, he has thrown a lot of curveballs today, and they've been pretty effective. He works quickly here in the 4th. The 2-1. Curveball taken again on the outside corner, a called strike. Now it's 2-2.
2 beautiful curveballs, the first 75 miles an hour. That second one we just saw is 76. Count now even 2-2. That pitch has really been working for Sexton today.
And Nichting has been patient this at-bat. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a dribbler foul back behind the plate. Just got a piece, another curveball. The count's still 2-2. No, he was fooled by a couple of them and almost fooled by that one, just able to get a small piece. So 2-2 the count. Sexton would love another strikeout here with Barrera on third, Murphy on first, 1 down in the 4th. The righty set, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball to short, could be 2. Paez to second out, gave the turn to first, not in time. Scores, and we're tied at 2. Well, almost a double play. That ball just not hit hard enough. Nichting, not the quickest of runners, but not the slowest either. And able to beat that one out. So 6-4 on the fielder's choice. It's an RBI for Nichting. And now Ronnie Dawson coming up with the game tied at 2. Throw to first. And Nick Ting back standing. That's 2 straight games. The Kettleers take an early lead and can't hold on to it. First pitch, taking outside a fastball, 1-0. Yesterday they held that lead till the 9th inning. Today only until the 4th. We're even at 2. Dawson is 1 for 1, singled and scored in the 3rd. Left-hand batter, Sexton spins, throws to first, and Nick Ting dives back safely. Sexton peers in for the signs from Collins, now comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball taken low, 2 balls and no strikes. With Reggie Southpaw, the leadoff hitter, waiting on deck. Sexton continues to work quickly. Here's the righty's pitch. Fastball outside, 3-0. Now Sexton has walked 1 batter today. That was Lewis in the 1st inning. Behind on Dawson, 3-0. Only walked 2 batters coming into today's start, 9 1/3 innings. The 3-0. Fastball taken right down the middle of the knees. A called strike. It's 3-1. Nick Ting leads off first. Berry holds him on. The 3-1 pitch to Dawson. Swinging a ground ball towards short. Diving stop in the hole by Pius. Throws to second. In time to get Nick Ting. And the inning is over. Beautiful play by Pius. Takes away a hit. And the inning comes to an end. But the Firebirds tie the game. They get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. Middle of the 4th inning. We're tied at 2 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Give the gift of life. Donating blood is an easy, quick, safe way to save a life. Blood collected at Cape Cod Healthcare Blood Drives stay on Cape Cod and is used to treat people here. For information on upcoming blood drives, or if your organization is interested in sponsoring a blood drive, visit capecodhealth.org or call 508-862-5278. Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
2-2 left of the 4th inning here at Lowell Park. Dan Silverman and Axel Bawada with you on a overcast, I guess now early evening for baseball. We hit the 6 o'clock hour. And the Kettleers send up 4, 5, and 6 against the righty Corbin Burns. Brett Stevens leads off. Left-hand batter. Here's the first pitch. He swings and lines one into right field, a base hit. And Stevens is 2 for 2. Wasted no time, got a first pitch fastball and calmly lined it right into right field.
So in his first at-bat, Brett Stevens hit a double in a 3-2 count. This time, saw his pitch, the very first pitch. He has a double now, a single he hit into right.
So he's on first, leading off the 4th inning. Matt Albanese coming up. Albanese 0 for 1, flew out to left in the 1st inning. Stevens is 1 for 1, swiping bags on the year. Takes his lead off of first, and Benedetti holds him on. Throw to first, he dives in safely. Didn't have too big of a lead, but Burns keeping him close just in case.
This past season at UCLA, Stevens was 12 for 14 in stolen base attempts.
Always a threat to run. Burns set. First pitch to Albanese. He squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Well, the Kettleers take the lead. They led 2-0. It's now 2-2. Burns set. Stevens leads off first. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a high fly ball to center, chasing Lewis back. Still drifting back in front of the fence. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And Stevens goes back to first. Well, Albanese gave that one a pretty good ride. Got under it a little bit too much. And hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark. So one away, Brandon Berry the batter. And he hit one deep into the right part of the ballpark. Hit a solo bomb to left field his first at-bat. He comes up with Stevens on first, one down in the fourth. We're tied at 2 here at Lowell Park. Burns from the stretch. First pitch, Stevens runs. The pitch is in the dirt. A curveball throw to second on one hop. Swipe tag, and they got him. Beautiful play by Nick Ting at second. He picked that one smoothly, swiped the tag onto the leg of Stevens, and he's out 2-4 on the caught stealing, so 2 down in the fourth inning. Barry swung at that pitch in the dirt too, so behind in the count, 0-1. Burns deals. Curveball bends in, letter high for a strike. It's 0-2. That was a heck of a play by Nick Ting. Some second baseman, that ball bounces by him into center field. Instead, he found a way to get an out. 0-2 on Barry. Here's the pitch from Burns. Swinging a looper towards left center field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Not a looper. That one hopped up against the fence. And Barry cruises into second with a double. I thought he got jammed. He got the barrel on that. Almost hit it out again.
2 very good hits from Barry. That home run in the second, and then right there, a double to left center. And Washington this past season, he was the Huskies' best power hitter. He led the team with 8 home runs, led the team with with 37 RBIs as well. Those 8 home runs were good enough for 6th in the Pac-12. Showing that power finally here after struggling a bit in his first few games.
Well, 2 very well-struck balls so far. A home run and then a double. He's on second, 2 down, and a 2-2 tie in the fourth. Paez the batter. First pitch, taking a strike at the knees, a curveball. It's 0-1. Paez flew out to left his first at-bat. Looking to bring home the go-ahead run here in the fourth. Righty with an open stance. Burns looks at second. Now the pitch. In the dirt, a fastball. Murphy blocked it. The count 1-1. Brody Weiss is on deck, hoping that Paez can keep the inning going. A single could give the Kettleers the lead. Burns comes set at the letters. The righty's 1-1. Breaking ball taken down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Paez a good RBI spot. Barry on second. Now time called. And Kelly Nicholson will try it out to the mound and talk things over with Corbin Burns. So let's talk things over now, Axel. A good hitter's count here for Paez, 2-1. Barry's on second with 2 down in the fourth. We're all even at 2. This game started off well for Cotuit. Single runs in the first and second. Orleans got 1 in the third, tied it with 1 in the fourth. And that's been how things have gone recently for Cotuit. Even when they've led, they've found a way to let things slip away. Happened in the 9th inning yesterday, earlier on today.
Fortunately for them, their 7-hitter right now is Mike Paez, who behind Jack Klein may be arguably their best hitter, definitely at least in the top 2. You wonder why he's at the bottom of the lineup for a situation like this. They can get a base hit would probably score in Barry. He's the 7-hitter.
Ahead in the count, 2-1. The pitch, taken low, a curveball, 3 balls and a strike.
And even yesterday, though the Kettleers lost, down to your final out, you want someone like Zach Collins at the plate. And he was batting leadoff. He was able to get that 4th at-bat, and he drove one into center. It wasn't far enough, but in those situations, this type of lineup makes sense.
And Paez hoping to get a good pitch here. The 3-1, swinging a rip inside the third base bag past Lemorelli down the left field line, and Cotuit takes the lead. Barry in to score, Paez into second. He goes headfirst into second with a double, and it's an RBI double at that. Cotuit leads 3-2. And Axel, just what you talked about. He's in the 7th spot for that reason, comes up clutch. And the Kettleers go right back on top. Good piece of hitting, got a good hittable pitch to head in the count 3-1, and makes Burns pay. So 3-2, the Kettleers back on top. Brody Weiss the batter with Paez on second, still 2 down in the fourth. Another RBI spot for a Kettleer batter. Right-hand batter is 0 for 1. Paez runs, the pitch is taken high, a fastball throw to third. He is out. And not even close, that throw beat him by a mile. And the inning comes to an end. But the Kettleers take the lead. 1 on 3 hits, no errors, no one left. At the end of 4, it's Cotuit 3 and Orleans 2 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Celebrating over a quarter century on Cape Cod, iHealth Services is proud to be a major sponsor of Cape Cod Baseball League again this year. Are you finding it difficult seeing the ball? Let us help you see all the game. Make an appointment at one of our 10 convenient locations on Cape Cod or the South Shore. iHealth Services, we are here for you.
Top of the 5th, the Kettleers with a 3-2 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. Retook the lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. A double by Mike Paez drove in Brandon Berry, who was at second off a double himself. So coming back out to work is Austin Sexton. Through 4, he's given up 2 runs, 5 hits. First pitch to Southall is fouled out of play left field. 1-0. Reggie Southall plays shortstop, attends the University of Southern California. Awaits. The pitch is a fastball inside, evens the count 1-1. So he's the leadoff hitter. He's also the number 1 hitter. Call and Kyle Lewis batting third. The 1-1 pitch is inside again, misses 2-1. Kettleers have 3 runs on 5. Firebirds have 2 runs on 5 hits as well, but a big error. That was 2-1. It's a curveball, gets him at the knees, 2-2. Sexton has really been pitching a lot of curveballs, more than he did against Chatham. That was back in his last start. That was 8 or 9 days ago, as Southall fouls that one back to the backstop, 2-2. Sexton with a fastball that ranges between 87 and 91 miles an hour, and then a curveball that can dip all the way to 75 miles an hour. The 2-2. Hit up the middle of the infield, base hit for Reggie Southall. He'll stop at first. Leadoff hitter's on base for the Firebirds. Southall's now 1 for 3. Struck out in the first, struck out in the third. And just blooped the base hit over the middle infield just a second ago. Brings up Alex Call, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2. Flew to left in the first, had a base hit in the third, but was stranded at second. Sexton out of the windup. First pitch to Call's a fastball low and away, gets the zone 0-1. Alex Call, the right fielder from Ball State. Throw over to first, not in time. Southall able to slide back. Brandon Berry holding him at first. Brody Weiss playing at the lip of the infield grass at third. The pitch to Call is blocked by Collins in the dirt, 1-1. Middle infielders playing double play depth. Spencer Gay shading to his right, bit closer to the bag. Outfielders at regular depth. Call awaits the 1-1. The pitch swung foul, not of play behind the bleachers in first base. Sexton is ahead 1-2. Call steps back into the box, wearing number 27. Runner at first being held at Southall. Sexton readies for the 1-2. The delivery. Southall was running for second. Kyle Lewis waits in the on-deck circle. He's 0 for 1. Pardon me, he's 1 for 1 with the base hit, also walked. Had a big RBI in the third. The pitch to Call gets past Collins. Taking second is Southall. Will stay at second. Runner now in scoring position for the Firebirds. That ball bounced off of Collins. Couldn't tell if it was his glove or his knees. But the ball dribbled all the way to the Orleans dugout. 2-2 to Call. High fly ball to shallow right. A sliding Peterson can't make the catch. Southall advances to third. Alex Call is second. 2 runners in scoring position for Kyle Lewis. He's already 1 for 1 with an RBI. That was back in the third. Has a 2 RBI chance here now in the top of the 5th. No outs. I'll give Alex Call a hit off of that one. Peterson making a nice slide, but wasn't an easy play and was not able to get to it right in time. As Coach Mike Roberts comes out to the mound and the infield collapses onto the pitcher's mound. Surrounding Austin Sexton, has his hands on his hips, seems unhappy. Surely not happy to give up that last hit. That ball hung high in the air for a long time in right. It barely even stayed fair. It bounced literally just to the left of the foul line in right field. So Roberts taking a long time there on the mound, and he calls in another pitcher. Austin Sexton's day is over. That looks to be Nick Lewis. So Austin Sexton leaves to an ovation. That's Nick Lewis coming in for relief. Sexton's night is over, but his line is not over. So runners on second and third for the Firebirds. They trail 3-2 in the top of the first. Sexton went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits. His line is still open, though, as the runners on second and third are there because of him. So that's Nick Lewis who's coming in for relief. Nick Lewis, a right-handed pitcher from Baylor, stands at 6'2", 185 pounds. A lanky righty. At Baylor this past season, in 8 starts, he went 4-2, had a 4.14 ERA, struck out 34 batters in 50 innings pitched. Played 3 born. He pitched a scoreless inning. He didn't walk a batter, but got out unscathed. Before that, against Brewster a week ago, that was in a 16-6 loss at Spokane Field. He went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned. Not get the loss, as the Kettleers were trailing by quite a bit at that point. That was a 10-run differential there. They lost 16-6. So Nick Lewis is warming up, and we'll head to a commercial break here You're listening to Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 5th inning. Nick Lewis coming in to pitch for Austin Sexton. Today is his 20th birthday, and doesn't want his birthday spoiled by letting in 2 runners. Runners at 2nd and 3rd for the Firebirds. That's Reggie Southall at 3rd, and at 2nd is Alex Call. Former Kettleer Kyle Lewis up to the plate. 90-mile-an-hour fastball misses below the knees and away, 1-0. Infield playing way in. They're all at where the grass meets the dirt. No outs. The top of the 5th inning. Lewis peers in for the sign. Lewis pitches to Lewis, 88-mile-an-hour fastball low and away, clips the zone, 1-1. Kyle Lewis steps out of the box, steps back in. Wears number 8 for Orleans, or number 7 for the Kettleers during the playoffs last season. He waits for the 1-1. The pitch. Lewis dribbles foul along third base. Out 1-2. So Reggie Southall let things off with a base hit. And he reached third off a base hit from Alex Call. High fly ball into shallow right. Court Peterson slid but couldn't make the catch, so he's at 2nd. Lewis readies for the 1-2. The pitch. Fastball misses outside, evens the count 2-2. Count is even. Infielder still playing in. Brandon Berry playing in the dirt. In the grass over by first. Nick Lewis versus Kyle Lewis. The 2-2. Swung on and Paez slides and grabs it, throws over to first for the out. Runners hold at 2nd and 3rd. 1 down in the top of the 5th. We have 2 Kettleers in the broadcast booth. We'll get to them in just a moment as Nick Lewis looks to work out of this jam. Kettleers lead 3-2. Orleans Firebirds currently out hitting the Kettleers. They have 7 hits. First 2 batters of this inning reached base safely off base hits. 1 away. First pitch to Benedetti is fouled into left field. Oh, 0-1 to the first baseman. Benedetti from the University of Michigan. Ohio State guys in the lineup, Ronnie Dawson. The pitch to Benedetti. Swung on into left, shallow left, that'll fall for a base hit. 1 runner comes in to score. That's Reggie Southall. This game is tied 3 apiece. Top of the 5th inning, and Firebirds now have knotted this game up 3 apiece. That was an RBI for Carmen Benedetti. Runners now on the corners. Alex Call moved over to 3rd, and Benedetti takes first. So a double play opportunity as Trace Barrera steps up to the plate. Former Kettleer, appeared in 25 games for Cotuit last season. He's DHing today. Coming into this game, he was hitting .091. He had a big double in the 4th and scored a run. Looking to drive in a run against Nick Lewis. 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. The pitch. Barrera nubs that to Weiss, but it's called foul. It hit off his left foot. He's a bit shaken up. Appears just fine. He'll step back into the box. So I hate to hold our listeners in anticipation. We do have Kettleers here in the booth. The runner is in scoring position, so I figure we see how this unfolds before we get them on the mics. The 0-1 to Barrera. Kicks his leg, doesn't swing. That's a fastball that misses low and in. Evens the count 1-1. And the on-deck circle for the Orleans Firebirds is Sean Murphy. There appears to be some action in the Cotuit bullpen. It's Jack Anderson, the submarine pitcher, warming up. Jack Anderson did play in yesterday's game against Wareham. Faced one batter, struck him out. That was to end the top of the ninth. First, the pitch to Barrera, he fouls back. Lewis is ahead 1-2. So after retaking the lead in the bottom of the fourth inning, the Kettleers relinquished in the top of the fifth. At one point was leading this game 2-0. And the Firebirds looking to go ahead right now with a runner at third, another runner at first. Barry's holding the runner at first. The 1-2. Cabrera's a curveball, called third strike. 2 away in the top of the fifth inning. Big strikeout for Nick Lewis. 76-mile-an-hour fastball. Puts 2 away for Sean Murphy, the catcher. He's 1 for 2. Lined out to Brandon Berry at first in the second, and then in the fourth had a base hit. Mike Roberts coming out to the mound now. Infield collapsing onto the mound around Nick Lewis. He looked towards the bullpen. We'll see if Jack Anderson comes out or if Coach Roberts just wants to talk some things over. Home plate umpire walking over to the mound. That's John Petula. As Sean Murphy just kind of walks around in the dirt by home plate. So Roberts doesn't pull Lewis. He's walking back to the dugout. Sean Murphy waits to step into the box. He's a righty. Steps in with his right foot. Touches home plate, swings the bat in his hands. And now hovers it over his right shoulder. First pitch from Lewis. It's a fastball that Collins blocks in the dirt. 1-0. Probably wasn't in the dirt. It was probably just below the knees, and Collins just dropped it. 1-0. Weiss at third, playing in. 90 feet away from giving the Orleans Firebirds a 4-3 lead. Big swing and a miss. Count is evened up 1-1 to Sean Murphy. Kettleers have 3 runs on 5 hits. Firebirds have 3 runs on 8 hits, 3 of them coming in the top of the 5th inning. The 1-1. Doesn't swing at that one, but that's a fastball outside. 1-2. Nick Lewis 1 strike away from keeping this game score tieless, and he punches him out. Called third strike. So the Firebirds get 3 hits and leave 2 runners stranded, but they do tie the game up at 3 apiece. You're listening to Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers in active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore 22 undergraduate majors and over 65 minors and concentrations online at curry.edu.
Bottom of the 5th inning. This game is tied up 3 apiece, and we have 2 Kettleers pitchers here in the broadcast booth. We have Mitch Stallings and Kevin Ginkle. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Brody Weiss coming up to the plate. Still in the game is Corbin Burns. Now, this is the first time you guys have been in the booth. And the last few times Matt Milburn has been here a ton of times. We had Justin Dunn yesterday. He had a lot of fun here. So I was just wondering, you guys, how has this summer been so far?
It's been great for me. I'm from the south, so I'm kind of used to warm weather during the summer. So it's been a little bit different being up here. And today it's 65, 70 degrees and windy. Whereas back home, it's probably 95 and humid today. So it's been nice to get out of that heat and get up here against some of these best players. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think being out here, I've never been out on the East Coast, even on the Cape, and it's definitely a cool experience. Meeting a lot of new guys all around the country. A lot of great talent here. I mean, these guys can play, and it's definitely cool getting the exposure and the experience of meeting all different kinds of people. And Coach Roberts is highly touted here, and it's been awesome playing for him.
So the weather hasn't been great. I was here last season. I was doing what our video coordinator Greg Cameron's doing, but it was a lot warmer last year. There's been a lot of rain, a lot of cold, overcast days. Wasn't exactly the case last year. And you said this is the first time you've been on the East Coast, correct, Kevin?
Yeah, no, this is the first time I've been out here. It's definitely cool. I mean, I'm from San Diego, California, so I'm used to sunny skies, 75-degree weather, and nothing really to worry about weather-wise. But yeah, here it's definitely different. But I mean, I enjoy it. It's definitely cool.
Right. So you go to Duke University. You're teammates with Bailey Clark, who plays for Wareham. He played for Cotuit last season for a little bit. Did he give you any pointers, tips, talk to you at all about this?
He did. He let me know. One of the first things he told me when I told him I was going to Cotuit this summer is he let me know about Coach Roberts and how he loves the changeup. Mm-hmm. And how he loves to talk about polish and how players need to be polished. But he also said that it was a lot of fun, that the crowd in Cotuit and the fans and everything was going to be awesome, which it has been up to this point, and just that it was a really, really good experience.
And Kevin, you go to Nevada.
No, not currently. This fall I will be. Yes.
So Adam Witt was here for just the first game. He goes to Nevada, Reno. He wasn't here for long, but did you speak to him a little bit at all about?
I didn't see him. I saw him once, and I think it was the last day he was here before he took off on his plane flight. But I've heard very great things about him. He's a great, player first off, and a lot of people here love him for what he's done for Cotuit Kettleers, and he's a very great player, definitely.
So 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-1 count to Zach Collins. Corbin Burns working on him right now. The pitch, fastball away, hits the zone, 2-2. So, what did you guys hear? When did you guys know that you were going to be coming to Cotuit?
I found out probably, I think, in May. It was very late. Most of the rosters are made up probably in the winter. I told my coach at Nevada, I said, hey, I'd like to come out here. I've heard, very great things about, coming out here and playing for the summer and, getting the exposure and just playing in a different atmosphere. And, he said definitely. And I got, hooked up pretty quickly, and it's been great.
I found out probably in September that I was going to be coming up here. I wasn't sure exactly what team yet. Probably found out in October that I was going to come to Cotuit. And we've had a few guys on our team that played for Cotuit, and I've also been up in the Cape. So they kind of clued me in on how great of an experience this was going to be.
1-2-3 inning. Cotuit goes down. After 5 full, this game is still tied, 3 apiece. Kevin Ginkle and Mitch Stallings here in the booth. Would you guys mind sticking with us for the top of the 6th?
Not at all.
All right, great. So we'll head to a quick commercial break. You're listening to Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Celebrate history and build for the future, brick by brick. That's the slogan for the Cotuit Kettleers Engraved Brick Fundraiser. The for you will replace the blank bricks in the plaza area behind home plate. Cheer on the Kettleers, honor that special someone, celebrate a life event, or recognize your business. These are only a few examples of what you might want on your engraved brick. To get started, visit the Kettleers website at www.kettleers.org or stop by the tables under the red tents at all Kettleer home games.
Top of the sixth, game tied 6-6. I'm still joined by Kevin Ginkle and Mitch Stallings for this top half now. I have a couple submitted questions from our video coordinator, Greg Cameron. He said you were killing it in some drill earlier. Could you talk a bit about that, Kevin?
Yeah, no, basically what happened, one of our assistant coaches, Noah Scott, does a lot of, I guess you would say, like conditioning before the game, and usually the pitchers do it after an outing or whatever. And so basically you do a lot of stuff, conditioning, running, jumping, everything, I guess, to help, flush everything out of your body. And so I was doing some drills. I was running around. It was me, Justin Dunn, and Jonathan King. We were running around, and we were doing a drill. We had to, like, chase each other. And I was a little slower than most of them. So
Have you ever seen like a whale running? That's a little bit what it was like.
yeah, it was a little slower. I mean, I'm not that fast, but I'm not terribly slow. I kind of want to say that.
You got some bad jumps.
Yeah, there are a couple. I mean, beat me a few times. So
You about ran into Jonathan one time too.
yeah, no, that was pretty bad too. Don't really want to talk about that, but no, it's definitely cool. It's cool having a coach that can, cares about how hard you work, and I think, showing that to Coach Roberts and Coach Noah Scott. I mean, if you can do that, daily and show that you're willing to work hard, a lot of things will happen for you.
Right. And guys, what's it like to, you guys experienced this at college, I'm sure, but what's it like just some of the best players around the country, all these different personalities, people from the South, people from the East Coast, things of that nature?
It's great. I love getting to get together with a group of guys that are all, super talented at what they do, and get to play, another team that is just as talented. So for me, it's a lot of fun. I love getting to know people that I haven't met before, people that, come from a different part of the country than me, and, getting to spend a summer with a group of guys. It's just a lot of fun to be around.
I think for me, coming out here, I'm a JC player, so I'm playing against the top D1 players in the country, and trying to get my feet wet. And I've had a couple bad outings, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do as a pitcher. And I think it'll take some time, but I think it'll work out eventually. But yeah, no, just the players out here, it's truly awesome. I mean, getting all different kinds of backgrounds of people, where they come from, how they are as a player, how they are as a person, off the field, and it's cool, just hanging around them, after the game and stuff and doing stuff. But it's an awesome experience.
Now, Mitch, you tell me that Cal Becker's here, former Kettleer. He's here for this game. We heard some guys in the booth say that he was the funniest Kettleer that they met this year. Would you say so? Who's the funniest guy on the team? And if you have any strange, weird, quirky Cal Becker stories, please share, because that seemed to be a common theme with the guys in the booth.
Well, now that Cal's gone, I'm not sure who the funniest person is. Cal is definitely the funniest person.
It'll take some time to find the right guy, but
one funny story that I can think of is we were at the Coop, the Cotuit Fresh Market, which is where we go a lot of days to get lunch or get sandwiches, and so Cal would go basically every day, and he would order this thing, and it was, I can't remember what all was on it. It had, it was a bagel with an everything bagel with 3 eggs and bacon and sausage and avocado and cheese and I don't even know what else. And so we were there one day and he came in and he ordered, and so we're kind of all standing around waiting for our sandwiches to come out. And when you order, you write down your name so they know who to call. And so Cal's Bagel's finished, and instead of saying Cal, they go, "Crazy bagel thingy?" And Cal's like, "Yeah, that's me right there." So, I think at this point he's ordered it so much from there that they should just go ahead and put it on the menu.
They should probably name it after him, I
Yeah,
think.
the Cal Becker, the crazy bagel thing.
Yeah. No, he's definitely a cool guy. Has so many stories.
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk to him for hours, and he would just, tell you everything about himself. He's a great guy.
Now, we've also heard a lot that Jonathan King, at least on game day, is the most serious pitcher or most serious player. Would you guys say so?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, just the routine he does. I mean, from the time he gets to the ball field, I see him just, doing stuff with heavy-weighted balls,
right.
running, cables. He'll do a long toss. I mean, he does everything. He takes it pretty seriously, and we kind of joke around with him a little bit about it. And he tries to work. He works tremendously hard, and you can see it. And those are the kind of guys you want on this team, definitely.
Quick 1-2-3 inning for Nick Lewis. After 5.5, this game is still tied 3 apiece. Now I have a couple more questions for you guys. Now I never played baseball growing up. I played more like basketball. I played a lot of tennis too. As you can tell, I'm so tiny. I'm 5'4". When did you guys start playing baseball? What kind of sparked that interest initially? What kept you with it?
I started playing, 3 or 4. I don't even remember when I started. Probably for me is that I wasn't good at anything else. Well, I knew I wasn't good at football when I realized I didn't like to hit or get hit.
Right.
So that was kind of about when I figured out football was not going to be my thing. But baseball, it was just something that I always enjoyed doing. I was never upset about having to go to practice or having a game. And then I just kind of kept playing and kept enjoying it and kind of just went from there.
Yeah, for me, I started playing when I was 5 or 6. I started playing t-ball, and when I was growing up as a kid, I'd always loved picking up a baseball or even just anything and throwing it around. Football and basketball, I'd love to play as well. And I think for me, it's kind of just grown on me over a long period of time. You gotta, I've learned to respect the game, and I think for me, it's just going out and having a good time. I think, it's kind of sounds cliche, but I mean, you got to, I think, with this game. And, if you work hard and enjoy it, I think a lot of good things will happen and come your way.
Well, Kevin and Mitch, thank you guys so much for being in the booth. Hope you guys had a good time.
All right,
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
No problem. So we're going to head to a quick commercial break here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We will be back in just a moment.
Get a unique insider's view of the most prestigious amateur baseball league in the nation through the Cape Cod Baseball League's official social media accounts. Follow, like, and retweet the news on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and get the latest scores, transactions, and year-round updates of present, past, and future CCBL players. Hashtag CCBL takes you straight to the hot topics.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Court Peterson leading things off for the Kettleers. New pitcher on the mound for Orleans, that's Joe Ravert, number 26. He relieves Corbin Burns, who went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. We'll get the no decision, though, as this game is tied 3 apiece. Peterson shows bunt and drags it along third base line, but just a bit too much, falls foul. 0-1 to Court Peterson. So Corbin Burns went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, walked none, struck out 2. Rayford working out of the windup. The pitch to Peterson. The 0-1, 89-mile-an-hour fastball, low and in, misses. Evens the count, 1-1. We were just joined by Mitch Stallings and Kevin Ginkle, two first-timers here in the Cotuit broadcast booth. 1-1 on a looping curveball, misses upstairs, 2-1. Peterson today is 0 for 2. Looking for a base hit here. The 2-1 to Peterson, swing and a miss. Was fooled by a curveball. Slow 73-mile-an-hour breaking ball was ahead of that one. Evens the count, 2-2. Swung that ball foul out of play by the snack shack here behind the third base grandstands. Court Peterson, appearing in his 6th game, coming into today, batting 133. Now has 2 hits in his 17 at-bats. 2-2, swung on in line 2, the shortstop Southall. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Jack Klein, the center fielder from Stanford. He's 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center in the first, struck out in the third. He awaits the pitch, shows bunt, brings it back. It's a ball that's almost in the dirt, 1-0. So Joe Rayford's the pitcher. Out of LaSalle University, making his 3rd appearance of the season. As the fastball is below the knees, 2-0. So 2-0 count to Jack Klein. The pitch gets away from Murphy behind home plate, 3-0. Starting to get a little bit windy here. It is an overcast day. So far this summer hasn't been exactly great weather in the Cape. A lot different from last year. Not a lot of rainy, cold days. Been the other way around this year. The 3-0. Fastball down Broadway, 89 miles an hour, 3-1. The on-deck circle is Brett Stevens. He's 2 for 2. The 3-1 to Klein. It's a curveball that misses below the knees. He draws a walk. Runner on first for Brett Stevens, the left fielder. He's 2 for 2, had an RBI double in the first, had a single in the 4th. Was caught stealing. Well, he was the 2nd out of the 4th inning. Brett Stevens hitting .379. Rayford pitches. Curve ball almost in the dirt, away, almost got away from Murphy, 1-0. Count to Brett Stevens. Runner on first is Jack Klein. Bottom of the 6th, game tied 3-3. Stevens nubs that foul over the head of Murphy into the backstop. Evens the count 1-1. Stevens steps out of the box. He waits, adjusts his glove, steps in, digs in his left foot, touches home plate with the bat, and swings it over his left shoulder. 1-1, pick off a tip, not in time. Klein dives back. And the on-deck circle is Matt Albanese, the DH. The 1-1 to Stevens. Curve ball, outside edge of the zone, 1-2. So Stevens playing in his 9th game. Has 3 RBIs. That ties him for 3rd on this team. The 1-2 from Rayford. Lined out to the 3rd baseman, Zamorelli. Retreating back to first is Jack Klein. So 2 lineouts so far in the bottom of the 6th. Court Peterson lined out to Southall at short. And right there, Brett Stevens lined out to Sam Morelli at third. 2 down for Matt Albanese. Flew out to left in the first, flew out to center in the fourth, and looking to not fly out to right field right now. First pitch is in the dirt. Murphy stays in front of it. That was a curveball. 79 miles an hour to that. So the Cavaliers scored runs in the first, second, and fourth. Orleans scored runs in the third, fourth, and fifth. The 1-0. Swung on to left field. Dawson will let it drop in front of him. That's a base hit for Matt Albanese. Runners on first and second now for Brandon Berry. Good piece of hitting by Matt Albanese. Didn't do too much with it. Drove it into shallow left, and Ronnie Dawson let the ball fall in front of him. Wasn't exactly in shallow left, but not the type of situation. If Dawson tried to run for that one and got by him, that one would have rolled back. Could have been extra bases. First pitch to Berry. Fouled out of play behind the bleachers. 0-1. Brandon Berry today having himself quite a day. 2 for 2 with a home run, as well as he has scored 2 runs today. So 2 for 2 with a home run, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Packing the stat sheets. The 0-1 to Berry. High fly ball to shallow center. Getting under it is Southall, and he pops out. So the Cavaliers get a base hit and leave 2 runners stranded. This game is tied 3-3 after 6 full. You're listening to Cotuit Kettleers Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating as a premium sponsor and member of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2015. This family-owned business has been providing heating and plumbing services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder. If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Back here in the 7th inning, 3-3 the score. We're now joined by, former Kettleers pitcher Cal Becker. Cal, your first time up here. How does the view compare to down in the dugout of the bullpen?
Well, without a doubt, I'm just in the complete vantage point of the hitter, which is quite a sweet spot for me to see, considering I'm on the other end. And no, it's fantastic. I think the Cotuit scene here is very unique, especially compared to anywhere else in the Cape. And I think just this scenario that that Lowell Park has is just totally special.
Nick Lewis stays on. Reggie Southall leads things off and lines one up the middle into center field for a base hit. So, Cal, you're no longer a Kettleer fans for the rest of the summer.
Well, as of now, I'm enjoying my time with my host family, and I got to go to the beach today and get some rays, which was fantastic. Wearing the Kettleer really puts a damage on your tan, and it's real difficult to balance in your early work with Coach Roberts, and he's not a big fan of me wearing my tank top. So most likely, where I go to play next, I'm going to be working on my tan a little more and focusing on kind of evening out my patches. So I'm heading to Santa Barbara and playing for the Santa Barbara Foresters in the California Collegiate League.
Nice. Bit of a different atmosphere out there compared to the Cape.
Well, coming from the Cape, I think it'll be probably not as competitive on a daily basis, but I still am told it's a really competitive league and a lot of top prospects are out there, so I'm excited to face good competition.
Southall's on first, leading off the 7th inning. Alex Call, the batter, in a 3-3 tie. Plenty of pitchers up here so far this year, and the general consensus is that you're the funniest guy on the team.
Oh, I'm not too sure about that. I'm just grateful to have some funky teammates that can give me some good material to go off of. I think it's a lot easier to be funny when you got a lot of funny guys around you. So, pretty grateful for it.
It's been near unanimous. Almost everyone has said you. And we just had Mitch Stallings, who shared a funny story about you at the Cotuit Market getting you were there getting a bagel with all this stuff, and they didn't even call your name. They just said whoever has the weird bagel thing.
Well, I had to go by the coop earlier today and let them know that I was leaving town, and
so you're regular, huh?
And with that, they'd probably be missing out on a good $100 a week just from my business alone. So my special was I'd get there in the morning and would go with a three egg bagel with avocado, bacon, sausage, toasted, and it was fantastic. Definitely a great way to gear up for some early work with Coach Roberts.
Is there anything you don't put on a bagel?
Oh, never mustard. That's just wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Other than that, pretty much everything, it seems like. That's a pretty lengthy order.
Yeah, without a doubt, and that's before we even get to lunch. I really try to jam at least like two solid meals down before I head to the game, and I even get a little anxious if I feel like I'm running late and I'm not going to be able to stop by the coop before I get to the game. So if I got enough time, I go in there and I order my own kind of custom sandwich, which is like a double chicken breast sandwich with Thousand Island, provolone, a little bit of ham, avocado, and throw that on some rye bread. But if I'm running a little late, I'll normally grab about 2 or 3 sloppy joes to space it out through the course of the game.
You crush it, man.
Well, did you know that you can call ahead and place your order and then just there? Save some time.
Yeah, it would have been nice if you told me that about a week ago.
Cal, maybe you've heard this before, and I'm sure you have, but you look a lot like that actor, Liev Schreiber, from that show Ray Donovan. Have you got that before? It's uncanny.
Yeah, no, I've gotten some, especially now that I have shorter hair. I used to have longer hair,
yeah.
And as I've cut my hair, I've kind of gotten some comments on being similar to my boy Ray Donnie.
Ray Donnie. So, Cal, every pitcher said that you've been the funniest, and you would be cheating if you said that about yourself. While you were here in Cotuit, who did you think was the funniest player on this team?
Who did I? Well, that's tough. I mean, we got a bunch of really clever guys. I really find that John Woodcock's material is really nice and subtle and if you're listening, it's quite funny. But I'd say Milburn. Milburn's pretty hilarious. He's got some dry sense of humor, which I appreciate. And sometimes in the bullpen, the jokes are a little bit inappropriate. So it's nice to it's nice to snag in some dry humor in there and see who picks it up. And I always appreciate the comments from Milburn.
0-2 here on Kyle Lewis. Lewis steals to Lewis. Now the pitch. Strike 3 called. Got him looking at a fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lewis. 2 down here in the 7th, and Southall still on second. All right, so I guess pitching specifically, who is the best curveball on the team?
Best curveball, best bender. Well, Bernie Flores, he has a particularly slow curveball, and I think that happens to be pretty effective out here. As far as best breaking stuff overall, that's hard to tell. We got a lot of talented guys, but I'd say Bernardo definitely got a little bit of edge considering his curveball is kind of like a changeup and a curveball in one pitch.
makes it tough to hit.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, that little Hispanic guy gets up there and he just gets it done. He's really unique because he can get up to about 94, 95 miles an hour, and then he can come back with some 67 mile an hour changeup, back it up with a 70 mile an hour curveball, and I mean, when you're talking those gaps in velocity, you're just gonna completely annihilate.
Swing and a miss. Good changeup from Lewis. It's 0-2 on Benedetti. He's a strike away from striking out 3 straight to end this inning. And now Coach Roberts out to the mound with an 0-2 count.
So while we wait for this, Cal, a lot of when you're, I guess coming out of the pen, you don't know exactly when your number's called, but how do you kind of stay loose during the game and kind of stay focused at the same time, just in case you're called?
Well, my biggest battle is just judging when to finish my sloppy Joe. I mean, I try to crush it sometime to where I'm not digesting my food while I'm running out to the pen. But, I mean, Coach Roberts typically throws your name up on the board, and you kind of, just based off of what he's told you earlier in the day, you kind of got to get a feel about where you're going to be coming out of the pen, what number guy you're going to be. And, typically I try to just start to loosen up around the fifth to 8th inning, just try to loosen up, kind of maybe do some bands, start stretching out a little bit, and just in case I'm called, I'm ready to go and not caught off by surprise. But it definitely happens where I'm mid-Joe and just get a call down to get hot. So those are more exciting, warming up, digesting a full sloppy Joe is no easy challenge.
1-2 on Benedetti. Lewis looks to get out of the 7th with this game still tied at 3. Right-hander set, looks at second. Now the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. A changeup skips away from Haney, and Southall takes 3rd on the wild pitch. So if you stick around for the bottom of the inning, you can give some play-by-play a try if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to. Who do we got coming up?
For us, we've got Paez, Weiss, and Gay.
Wow. Excellent. Great group of guys.
You have a home run call ready just in case?
Yeah, I'll get one ready. Don't want to reveal it anytime soon, though.
You can't reveal it too soon.
No.
I have a wild story to tell about something like that in just a second.
The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to second. Gay waits on it, bobbles it, throws to first. In time to get the out. And the inning is over. A very close play at first, but Gay recovers. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time at Lowell Park. We're tied at 3 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Celebrate history and build for the future, brick by brick. That's the slogan for the Cotuit Kettleers engraved brick fundraiser. The bricks we engrave for you will replace the blank bricks in the plaza area behind home plate. Cheer on the Kettleers, honor that special someone, celebrate a life event, or recognize your business. These are only a few examples of what you might want on your engraved brick. To get started, visit the Kettleers website at www.kettleers.org or stop by the tables under the red tents at all Kettleer home games.
Three to three, last of the 7th here at Lowell Park. Unfortunately, Cal Becker had to run out on us, so no play-by-play from him. So it's now just me and Axel.
Was being called for dinner.
I think dinner, yeah.
Sounds like a very Cal Becker way to leave.
Mike Paez leads off. First pitch, he takes a fastball high from Joe Ravert, 1-0. Paez, then Weiss, then Gay in the last of the 7th inning. The Kettleers try and retake the lead. They've led twice today. Both times Orleans has tied it. The pitch swung on and popped up. First base side, foul ground, giving it a look by the dugout, and making the catch is Murphy. Running into a pole, but he hangs on. One away. That was a nice play.
That was, and he almost cleared his head right there on that pole, but
Gotta be careful.
He seems fine. He's walking behind home plate. And, of course, this is a tie game. It's very serious. But, man, we've had a great cast of characters on the mics today.
It's been fun. All these pitchers with good personalities. So 1 up, 1 down. Brody Weiss coming up. He's 0 for 2 today. He'll swing on a slapper foul right side out of play. Nothing in 1. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Firebirds. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Kettleers. Ravert, the righty, pitches from the full windup. Here's his 0-1. Taken high, a fastball, 1-1 on Weiss. Kettleers look to end a 7-game losing streak since last Wednesday. Here's the 1-1. Fastball hits the knees on the outside corner. Took a little bit off of that at 86. The count 1-2. Getting darker here at Lowell Park, but still plenty of light left to play. Here's Ravert's 1-2. Swing on a chopper towards short. Waiting on the big copy. Southall throws to first in time to retire Weiss. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down in the 7th inning. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, Spencer Gay. Gay is 0 for 2. Popped out his first at-bat. Grounded out to in the 5th. We're even at 3. We play here in the 7th inning. Ravert into the full windup. Fires home. Swinging a ground ball on a couple of hops to third. Kicks away from Zamorelli. Barehanding it is Southall, but Gay is safe at first. And the Kettleers have a 2-out base runner. And that's the 2nd error of the day on Orleans. That's their league worst 30th error of the season. The Kettleers took advantage the first time. Zach Collins' inning. He came around to score. Now, with Will Haney coming up, the Kettleers would love to score Spencer Gay and retake the lead. Haney making his first at-bat. Came on to catch in the 6th inning in replace of Zach Collins, who went 0 for 3 with that 1 run scored. Haney, a high strikeout guy. He does lead the team with 2 home runs, batting just 147. Robert set. Runner goes. The pitch is hit hard to short and under the glove of Southall into shallow left, and everybody's safe. Another error for the Firebirds. 3 on the game, 2 on the inning. And now a golden chance to take the lead for Cotuit.
That should have been an out, but credit to Will Haney. He hit that ground ball very hard to short handle that, but
he just brought his glove up too early, went right under his glove. We've seen Spencer Gay do that a couple of times at third this year. So 3 errors, 1 on Nichting at second, 1 on Southall at short, 1 on Zamorelli at third, 2 of them in this inning. And Court Peterson coming up, hoping to put the Kettleers on top. Gay leads off second. Haney off of first. Ravert trying to work around the defensive miscues. The righty comes set, looks at second, first pitch. Breaking ball, hits the letters for a called strike, 0-1. 3-3 in the 7th. Now time called. And Murphy will slowly walk out to the mound. Kelly Nicholson does as well. If that's it for Ravert, no sign made to the bullpen yet. So we'll see what he decides to do. And now it looks like a lefty starting to walk towards the field. So that might be it for Ravert. Nicholson looks like he's bringing on a lefty to face the lefty Peterson. And that is the case. Ravert jogs off the mound. His day is done after an inning of 2/3. The 2 runners on base, his responsibility after a couple of 2-out errors. And an 0-1 count on Court Peterson with a lefty coming on for the Firebirds when we come back. 3-3 the score, last of the 7th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bank of Cape Cod is proud to sponsor today's Cotuit replay from a former Kettleer. with branches in Hyannis, Osterville, and Falmouth. Rediscover local banking with Bank of Cape Cod. Team MVP Logan Taylor from 2014 has this replay. Playing in the Cape Cod Baseball League was a dream. When I received news of playing on the Cape, I was extremely excited. I knew I would be going against some of the best collegiate players in the nation. Coach Roberts allowed me to play numerous positions. Because of this, I now feel like the versatility made me a more well-rounded ball player, and the relationships with the players, coaches, and family. The baseball part will lead to, but I know I have new lifelong friends and will always be part of the Cotuit community. These are special people that love the Kettleers and always support the players. Logan Taylor with his Cotuit replay, brought to you by the Bank of Cape Cod with branches in Hyannis, Osterville, and Falmouth.
Kid Sheets, the new pitcher. The lefty comes on with a big spot in the 7th. Spencer Gay on second, Will Haney on first with 2 men down. An 0-1 count on Cord Peterson. And that's when Kelly Nicholson takes out Ravert, goes to the lefty, making his 7th appearance of the season. He's been very good. 1-1 with a 1.08 ERA. Just 1 earned run and 8.1 innings of work, well, 8 in the thirds. 2 errors with 2 outs this inning. On the third baseman, Zamarelli, 1 on the shortstop, Southall. And have put the 2 runners on. Lefty on lefty, Peterson behind in the count, 0-1. Sheets comes set, looks at Gay at second. The 0-1. Fastball a little bit upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jack Klein waiting on deck for the Kettleers. He's been the clutch hitter this year, but Peterson tries to take that role from him right now. Sheets peers in for the sign. And now the left-hander comes set. Runners lead off first and second. Sheets looks to Gay at second. The 1-1. Curved ball hits the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Peterson.
That was a beautiful curveball, 69 miles an hour, slow looping, and found the edge of the plate outside.
The slow pitch had plenty of time to break over that corner. Now Peterson in a 2-strike hole. Sheets rocks and fires. Fastball outside, 2-2. Will Haney claps his hands at first, hoping that Peterson can come through in the clutch. The Kettleers need a big hit here. They haven't won in 10 days. The lefty comes set. Gay leads off second. Haney on first. The 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball down the left field line. Shallow running over is Dawson into foul ground. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs in the inning. The Kettleers waste 2 Firebirds errors and 2 men left. At the end of 7, it's the Kettleers 3 and the Firebirds 3 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Nick Lewis will begin his 4th inning of work here in the 8th inning. We're tied at 3 at Lowell Park. Dan Silverman and Axel Bawada with you. The Kettleers look to put an end to a 7-game losing streak. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Firebirds. Trace Barrera, the former Kettleer, will lead things off. Right-hand batter, he's 1 for 3 today, doubled and scored in the 4th inning. Lewis from the stretch comes set at the belt. The leg kick and the pitch. Curveball missed up and away, 1-0. There is action in the Kettleers bullpen. The lefty Bernardo Flores is throwing, as is the submarine righty Jack Anderson. Outfield straight away against Barrera. The infield back all the way around. The 1-0 from Lewis. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Came at him with a changeup. 1-1 the count. Barrera, then Murphy, then Zamorelli due up in the 8th inning for Orleans. The Firebirds out hitting the Kettleers by 3. But the runs are what matters. It's 3-3 in the 8th. Lewis peers in for the sign and comes set. A 1-1 pitch. Taken down and away, a breaking ball. Squirts past near the backstop. It's 2-1. So Lewis gets a new baseball, rubs it up a little bit. Now kicks his right toe into that rubber. Comes set. A 2-1 to Barrera. Swing and a foul, third base side. I think it might have hit Joe Cavanaugh, the photographer, or at least came near him, but Joe gives a thumbs up. Looks to be just okay. The count 2-2.
He gets some claps as well.
Avoided it or it hit him, but it looks to be okay. And to manage to keep the baseball. If it hit him, I can't blame him. Joe won, baseball nothing. And Joe keeps the ball to boot. So 2-2 on Barrera. He's already struck out once today. And now he calls for time at the plate. That strikeout came against Lewis. It was looking in the 5th inning. Came in a big spot, too, with runners on the corners and 1 out. Lewis comes set. Lifts his leg, the 2-2. Swing and a high pop-up. Right side of the field. Backing up is Gay. In comes Peterson. And Gay makes the catch. 1 down. Now, that's actually not Gay. That's Cole Fabio has come into this game. Excuse me. So Fabio now in at second, replacing Gay. Everyone else looks to be the same out in the field. So 1 down in the 8th, and Sean Murphy coming up. Fabio playing in just his 2nd game as a Kettleer. Started the year with Harwich, and then with the Kettleers lacking infielders, he came over.
It's the first time he's played in 5 days.
First pitch to Murphy, he loops one towards right. Peterson coming on, and he makes the catch. 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down in the 8th inning, and now Nick Zamorelli coming up. Left-hand batting third baseman. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, around a strikeout in the 4th. 2 out, no one on, top 8. We're tied at 3 at Lowell Park. Brody Weiss playing well off the line at third and in on the grass. Probably 30 feet off the line. First pitch to the lefty. He takes a fastball low, 1-0. Lewis works from the first base side of the rubber. Peers in for the sign, holding the ball behind his back, now comes set. Lifts up his left leg, the 1-0. Fastball, strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Lewis came on in the 5th inning with runners on second and third, and no one out. Allowed just 1 run to score, but limited the damage nicely to keep this game tied at 3. We've been there ever since. 1-1 on Zamorelli. Lewis fires home. Fastball missed away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Crowd has thinned out a bit here tonight. It is a cool evening. Haven't had any sun at all today. Kettleers looking for a win that hasn't happened in days. Lewis set, the righty's 2-1. Swing on a high chop to second. Fabio fields the big hop, takes his time, throws to first, and the inning is over. Lewis sets down 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Kettleers 3 and the Firebirds 3 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We go to the last of the 8th inning at Lowell Park. The Kettleers and Firebirds tied at 3. The lefty Kit Sheets begins his inning of work, and he will face the heart of the order 3, 4, and 5 for Cotuit. Jack Klein leads things off. He'll be followed by Brett Stevens and Matt Albanese. Klein, a right-hand batter. He's 0 for 2. Walked his last at-bat. Sheets pitches from the full windup. Fires home. Taking a changeup on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Orleans has a righty throwing in the bullpen. So Sheets has some help if needed. Begins his windup. The 0-1. Taken low with a runoff speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike on Klein. 3 runs for both teams. Orleans has 3 more hits. They have 9 to Cotuit's 6. The Firebirds have also made 3 errors. The Kettleers none. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Up and away, a fastball. 2-1 on Klein. Klein tied for the team lead with 5 RBIs, despite only playing in half of the team's games coming into today. He's been that clutch hitter they've needed. A 2-1. Swinging a line drive down the right field line. Fair ball heading towards the corner. Klein around first, he heads to second, and he cruises in standing with a leadoff double, and the potential go-ahead run is on second with nobody out in the 8th inning.
Well, Klein coming big yet again. You can always rely on him so far to come up clutch in the last third of a ball game.
Clutch
Doing
Klein.
So right there.
Clutch can we
Klein.
start that?
Oh
Clutch
my gosh.
Klein. It's working. So Klein on second, no one out. Brett Stevens coming up. And in a definite bunting situation, the corners come in for the Firebirds. Stevens is 2 for 3, doubled in a run in the first. Singled in the 4th, lined out to 3rd in the 6th. Lefty Sheets. Sheets comes set, Klein leads off second. First pitch, squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes outside. 1-0. They appeal towards 3rd, no swing. Or no attempt at the bunt, says Brian Troop, so the count indeed 1-0.
Very close. He pulled that back almost at the same time as the ball crossed home plate.
We'll see if Stevens tries to bunt again. The count 1-0. Sheets set. He squares, pops it up, foul ground by the dugout and into the dugout. 1-1 the count. Well, Stevens knows that one way or another he has to get Klein over to 3rd. He missed that bunt attempt number 1. The count even 1-1. And we'll see if he has the bunt sign again here. 3-3 in the 8th. Klein at second, led off with a double. He's the go-ahead run. The lefty comes set, looks to second. The 1-1, he squares to bunt and bunts it foul back behind the plate, 1-2. And now we'll see with 2 strikes what the sign is for Stevens. He's failed twice to get the bunt down, popped one up foul, bunted one straight back foul. Now we see. Zamorelli at third plays in. The first baseman, Benedetti, plays back. 1-2 on Stevens. Sheets comes set. Klein leads off second. The pitch, swinging a ground ball to second. He gets the job done. Nickting to his right, has it, throws to first in time, and Klein moves over to third. A great piece of 2-strike hitting for Brett Stevens. He basically threw the bat at the ball on that one. It was a breaking ball tailing down and away. Pretty, but he got the job done, and that's really what counts.
Yeah, and after a couple failed bunt attempts, good job from Brett Stevens to stay in that at bat and just lunge at it. And he had one goal in mind, really. It wasn't to hit one out of the park. It was just to move the runner over. Smart play, and not an easy at bat by any means.
Now the infield comes in with Klein on third, 1 out. Albanese the batter. He's 1 for 3. Sheets comes set. The first pitch. Fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Klein has pretty good speed at third. In case you're wondering, for a sacrifice fly. Infield in all the way around. 3-3 in the 8th. There's 1 man down. The lefty comes set. The 0-1. Pitch out. Nothing doing. The count evens 1-1. Well, that just in case there was a suicide squeeze play on. But nothing doing from Roberts and the Kettleers. Albanese gets his signs, now back in the box. Ready, the lefty Sheets comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to right that should get Klein in. He tags, it's caught by Call, his throw to the plate. Klein coming in, that's not in time, and the Kettleers take a 4-3 lead. Albanese gets the job done. A double, a sacrifice, or not really a sacrifice, but they got him over. Albanese gets him in, and the Kettleers will be 3 outs away from a win in the 9th inning. And now they still look for more. 2 outs, nobody on, and Brandon Berry coming up.
Just 2 straight really good at-bats from the Kettleer hitter. Stevens grounding one to second and advancing the runner, and then right there, Albanese hit that one deep enough to where Stevens was able to run in.
First pitch to Berry, he swings and misses at it, changed up 0-1. Well, get him on, get him over, get him in. And that's worked here in the 8th inning. It's 4-3 Cotuit. And Kettleers 3 outs away from ending a 7-game losing streak. Swinging a chopper towards third, Zamorelli charges it, Glove throws on the run to first, just in time to get Berry. And the inning is over, but the Kettleers take the lead. They get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We go to the 9th inning. It's the Kettleers 4 and the Firebirds 3 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the 9th inning, Nick Lewis back out for his 5th inning of work. And the Kettleers 3 outs away from snapping a 7-game losing streak. They took the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. A sac fly from Matt Albanese brung in. The Kettleers now just 3 outs away from winning for the first time since defeating Brewster 10 days ago.
And this team just needs to get this done in the 9th inning. Blew it in the 9th yesterday. Do not want that same outcome today.
First pitch to TJ Nichting. He chases one out of the zone, 0-1. You're right, Dan. The last two losses have been particularly heartbreaking. A walk-off for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks at home 2 nights ago, and then yesterday blowing a lead in the 9th as Nichting fouls out into the Cotuit dugout, 0-2. They've hung in close the last couple games, and they've hung in this game as well after giving up an early 2-0 lead. Taking advantage of a couple defensive errors from the Orleans Firebirds. Nick Lewis up 0-2, working out of the set. The pitch to Nichting. Grounded over to Paez at short, ranges over and throws to first for the out. Brandon Berry pumps his fist. The Kettleers are 2 away from winning.
And that first out, a big one to start the 9th inning. The first 2 batters reached base to start the 9th inning yesterday. In game 1 of the doubleheader, and they blew it in the 7th inning on Monday. The first 3 batters reached base to start the inning. So a much better start today.
Ronnie Dawson, the batter, awaits the first pitch from Lewis. It's an off-speed pitch below the knees, misses, 1-0. Dawson 1 for 3 with a run scored. That was back in the 3rd inning. He readies the 1-0. Fastball misses outside, 2-0. Ryan Dawson steps out of the box, takes a practice hack. Nick Lewis behind early on the left fielder from Ohio State. Brandon Berry playing a bit back at first, and at third base, Weiss is playing in. The 2-0 pitch to Dawson. 82-mile-an-hour pitch misses below the knees again, 3-0. So the Kettleers were able to induce an out from the leadoff hitter TJ Nichting, but Nick Lewis a ball away from putting a batter at first. 3-0 pitch. He walks him. Ronnie Dawson at first. That brings up the top of the order. Reggie Southall, the shortstop, here in the top of the 9th.
And that's the last thing you want to do is walk the tying run onto base. Not the start to, well, the start was there, the first out, but not what Lewis wanted to do there.
And you wonder what that'll do to his nerves. He's working on his 5th inning, has pitched very well, has given up no runs, and right there didn't even throw a strike to Ronnie Dawson.
And Dawson runs very well, too. Leads this team with 6 stolen bases, only been thrown out twice.
Double play depth for the middle infielders. First pitch to Southall. Fastball low and in for a called strike, 0-1. Weiss playing in at third. He's in the infield grass. Berry holding Dawson at first. The 0-1. It's a curveball that Southall doesn't swing at, just misses below the knees, evens the count 1-1. Bit of a tense moment here as the Kettleers look to close out this ball game. Nick Lewis looking for his 5th inning, throws over to first. He would get the win.
Flores and Anderson still throwing in the bullpen. So just in case Lewis needs help here in the 9th inning. Help is ready if needed.
The 1-1 to Southall. Fastball low and outside corner, 1-2. Not exactly sure if that was a fastball. It was an 81-mile-an-hour pitch, but the placement was great. Hit the outside corner of the zone. Lewis is ahead, 1-2. Pickoff attempt at first. Not in time. Dawson slides back. And as you said, Dan, Dawson, a speedy base runner.
And beware, it's getting darker here, so the Kettleers want to win this as soon as they can.
The 1-2 to Southall. Lined into left center. Coming in is Jack Klein, and he can't make the catch. That ball rolls into right field. Runners safe at first and second.
Klein did everything that he could on that one. That was a full-out leap, not just a dive. He was flying through the air. That one tipped off the end of his glove. That was almost a SportsCenter top 10 worthy play.
So Southall is credited with a hit. And as you said, Klein made a spectacular effort just to get there. He walks back over to center field, dejected. He kind of hung his head when he got back off the ground. Runners on first and second for Alex Call. Call is 2 for 4.
And now if you're the Kettleers, you're thinking, uh-oh, here we go again in the 9th inning.
First pitch to Call. Swung on to Weiss at third. Makes a leap, throws to second for 1. Throw over to first for 2. Not in time. As Ronnie Dawson is over at third. Goodness, Brandon Berry basically did the splits. Was not able to get the call. 2 down now in the top of the 9th.
Didn't get the call, but don't overlook the fact that if that ball got by him, Dawson comes in to score. They didn't get the double play that they wanted, but that was a game-saving play right there by Berry to keep that ball in front of him, because Dawson, even though Berry caught it, ran probably 10 or 20 feet down the line at third and then scampered back once Berry got up looking to throw.
So an excellent save and just an overall excellent attempt to try to get that final out. You better believe the Kettleers really want this win. Mike Roberts is out on the mound. The infield is on the mound as well.
And Kyle Lewis, former Kettleer, who leads the Cape in home runs, is coming up.
Certainly with the big moment with runners on the corners. Home plate umpire John Patula heading out to the mound. Taking a look at the bullpen here. Still some action going on. And they're going to leave Nick Lewis in this game. So runners on first and third. Alex Call at first. Ronnie Dawson at third. Sets things up nicely for Kyle Lewis to drive in a run.
And the other part of that last play, too, that one almost the glove of Weiss at third. He had to make a nice leaping snow cone grab just to get one out on that play. Almost started the double play to end the game. But that was close to a single that leapt over his glove that probably scores Dawson.
2 down. Kyle Lewis at the plate.
Lewis v. Lewis.
First pitch. Swung on, foul, out of play to the right side. Lewis is not happy. He's shaking his head. Isn't happy with how that pitch went about. He signaling with his hand, drive outward. So Kyle Lewis so far today is 0 for 2 against Nick Lewis. Looking for a big base hit right here. 0-1. Swung foul again behind the bleachers along first base. He screams out in, not agony, but general frustration.
Good pitch there, a good breaking ball, breaking down and away. And Lewis couldn't lay off of it. Now the Kettleers a strike away from their first win in 10 days.
Kettleer faithful are clapping, awaiting this final pitch. Lewis versus Lewis. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Blocked by Haney. That was a curveball way outside, 1-2.
That was a good play by Haney to keep that one in front of him. Remember, Dawson at third has good speed. So on a ball that gets away from Haney, he might try and come down the line to score. And remember, that's how the Kettleers lost yesterday. A passed ball scored the winning run in the 9th inning on a close play at the plate. But not a fun way to lose.
1-2. Lewis deals. And up to Pius, through for a base hit. Ronnie Dawson jogs to home plate. This game is tied up 4-4 in the the top of the 9th.
Well, he went to the breaking ball one time too many. Got him with the first couple, and Lewis stuck out the bat, just got it a little bit past the outstretched glove of the diving Paez. And the game tied at 4. 2 straight days to lead in the 9th inning. And now Lewis will try and keep this game tied. The go-ahead run at second.
Go-ahead run at second is Alex Call. It's Carmen Benedetti. Lewis pitches. Fastball upstairs and away, 1-0.
And again, it's getting dark. If I'd be surprised if this game goes past 9 innings, regardless of what happens, because figure that'll be at least 10 or 15 more minutes, and you don't want to play in a situation where it's tough to see the baseball.
It's a pretty gray day overall, altogether. 1-0, curveball at the knees and away, 1-1. Benedetti is 1 for 4 and an RBI. That was back in the 5th.
Well, this place has gotten pretty quiet, too, after that RBI single to tie the game from Lewis. It's been more and more frustrating each game. The Kettleers were a strike away, and then Lewis ties it up with a ground ball single that snuck through.
1-1 to Carmen. Benedetti is outside, 2-1, and you have to figure, what more can this team endure? They get closer and closer, inching their way. They literally could not have been any closer right there, just a strike away. So their 7th game losing streak is, and they're looking just to get out of this top inning as unscathed as much as they can. They have given up a run, looking to limit the damage. Now they will have a chance in the bottom of the 9th, but as you said, Dan, it's a cloudy day. It's getting dark. There aren't any lights at Lowell Park. This game might not extend past 9 innings.
And looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Kettleers will send up 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order.
2-1 to Benedetti. It's the outside corner, 2-2. For the Kettleers, at least, you know that Michael Pies will be leading off the bottom. You figure if you get him or any of the other 3 batters on base, that brings up Mulhaney, the leadoff, who came in to sub in for Zach Collins. 2-2 count to Carmen Benedetti. Lewis looks over at second. The pitch fouled out of play to the Cotuit batting cages behind the snack shack along the standing in the on-deck circle is Trace Barrera. Former Kettleer Kyle Lewis having a great day against his former ball club. Lewis readies the 2-2. High fly ball to left field. That'll be grabbed by Stevens. So the Firebirds leave 2 runners on base, but they score a big run to tie this 4-piece. We'll have the bottom half of the 9th inning here for you at Lowell Park on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 9th inning. Game tied 4 apiece. The Orleans Firebirds able to tie it up in the top of the 9th. Kettleers were just a strike away from snapping a 7-game losing streak, and if you're the Kettleers, you can at least take some solace in this sign. At the 7th spot, Pius is leading off. First pitch to the fastball go by for a strike, 0-1.
And between innings, everyone from the Kettleers bullpen came into the dugout. So wouldn't surprise me if they know something that we don't, that this will be the last inning regardless of the outcome because of the darkness.
The 0-1 to Pius. Fastball misses upstairs and away. New pitcher for the Firebirds, that's Eder Arrivas. He's a righty. Wears number 29. He's working out of the set. 1-1 to Pius. Fly ball into, that'll actually be a pop that stays in the infield. And the middle infielders do not call each other off. The ball is snow coned and falls out of the glove of the second baseman, Nick Ting. Pius is safe at first.
I think it hit off the shortstop's glove, Southall, too. We'll see who they give the error to. Just bad communication, and we've seen bad defense from this team all day long, but that's about as bad as you get. That's a mistake at this level and in this situation you just can't make.
Yet another error for the Firebirds. That's their 4th of the day, and we'll wait to see who's that credited to. Regardless, Pius is on and he shouldn't be, but if you're the Kettleers, you're thrilled.
And now we'll see if Weiss is bunting. He already squares.
Pitch out attempt. Murphy drops the ball. So no throw. 1-0 to Brody Weiss.
My guess is the error will be on Southall, but we'll have to see. I think it was in his glove. The two of them just did not communicate. Something you don't see too often on just a regular pop-up in the infield.
Weiss shows bunt. Misses another. Murphy gets out of his stance. That was a strike, 1-1.
Well, Weiss went around at that bunt attempt. He didn't pull it back in time. And that was the chance right there for him to go up ahead in the count 2-0. Instead, it's 1-1.
Playing in is Zamorelli as our second baseman, Nick Ting. Did he bring it back? Did he check his bunt? He went around again. 1-2 from Weiss. So last 2 pitches were definite balls that Weiss was not able to bring the bunt back into his body in time. Takes them both for call. He takes them both for strikes.
Well, the problem is here for Weiss, he's pushing the bat towards the ball too much. When you're bunting for a sacrifice, you set your bat up over the plate. If it's not there, you pull it back.
The error has been credited to the shortstop, Southall. 1-2. Weiss bunts it foul, so he is retired for the first out of the bottom of the 9th.
And that pitch was outside of the zone, too. That could have been a 4-pitch walk. And Weiss either bunted and missed or bunted foul 3 pitches outside of the strike zone. Well, the Kettleers get a gift in the drop pop-up and then give one right back with a strikeout, and now Gene pinch hit.
Gene Cohn pinch hitting for, well, Cole Fabio was playing second. He didn't get a base appearance. He was subbing in for Spencer Gay, so Gene Cohn, the pinch hitter, looking to move Pius over into scoring position.
Wouldn't surprise me if Pius tried to swipe second either.
1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Pius on first via an error by the shortstop, Southall. First pitch to Cone. Fastball misses upstairs, 1-0.
Pius was caught stealing third earlier today on a play that really wasn't close. Doesn't have too big of a lead over at first. So we'll see. Always a threat to run.
The pitch, he shows bunt, brings it back, takes a strike, 1-1.
Would be surprising to see a bunt here with 1 out unless Cohen bunting for a hit. The second baseman, Nick Ting, shaded up the middle so if he could pull one past the pitcher, that's when he could have a chance to beat that one out.
Cohen waits for the 1-1 from Arrivas. The pitch is in the dirt. Murphy blocks it, ranges to his right.
That was a big-time block for Sean Murphy. Not an easy pitch either. That one breaking down and in near the feet of Cohen. And between everything going on down there, Murphy kept that ball within about a foot or two of him, not far enough away for Pius to jump towards second.
So Pius stays at first after that pass ball block. Benedetti's holding him. Pitch to Cone, fouled sharply to the Orleans dugout. Evens the count, 2-2.
And with Cone pinch hitting in this spot, I think in most circumstances you have to let Fabio hit because now the Kettleers are out of middle infielders, but assuming that this game is done after the ninth no matter what, well, there's no point in leaving anyone on the bench if you'd rather have them hitting.
So that brings us to where we are right now. 2-2 Cone, hit to left center. Lewis will let it fall in front of him in left center. Base hit for Gene Cone. Runners on first and second. 1 out in the bottom of the ninth.
And Lewis, not a natural outfielder. He's listed as a first baseman on the roster. That ball looked like it was going to hang up for him. He just couldn't get over there fast enough. Maybe didn't get a perfect read. Still adjusting to being an outfielder. And now the Kettleers with Will Haney coming up could win it on a base hit.
So Will Haney with a golden opportunity here to drive in a run. Haney has 5 RBIs on the season.
Tied for the team lead, and he would love to take over that leading spot by himself. Could do it with a hit.
First pitch to Haney. Gets away from Murphy. Runners go to second and third. He doesn't throw it. Both advance. Kettleers in business. So a base hit with drive in the walk-off run, but figure things are a bit easier as both runners are now 90 feet closer.
And the big thing, well, besides from the winning run being 90 feet away, no double play possibility on a ground ball for a guy like Haney who's not all too fast, plus the infield comes in. And a fly ball deep enough could score Pius, who has very good speed on third.
1-0 to Haney. Almost clips him. Murphy gets out of his glove and then able to kind of snow cone it back. Weird sequence of events there, but that's a ball. 2-0 to Will Haney.
And Murphy's got to be careful on a ball. Anything really to keep it close to him, or Pius started to run a little bit down the line towards home, then realized that ball wasn't going quite far enough. And now Coach Nicholson out to the mound to talk things over with Arrives. Boy, that was a hectic play right there.
Yeah, it seemed just the pitch, Murphy couldn't glove it. He got up behind home plate to prevent any type of pass ball, but he was juggling it literally as Will Haney was walking out of the box to his left. Very strange. He was juggling it and right behind him. So it's 2-0. Rivas stays in the game. No one working in the Orleans bullpen.
Looks like it's up to Arrives to get out of this inning or get the loss trying.
Go ahead run on third. The 2-0 to Haney. Hit to left field and sliced foul. He pulled that. Heard the crowd here. They got excited, but that was pulled foul along the third base. 2-1.
Lots of fans standing along the fence between the area under the press box and the Kettleers dugout. More fans standing down the left field line as well. Everyone excited. The Kettleers need this win.
2-1 to Haney. Is way inside for a ball. 3-1. The winning run is on third. That's Michael Pius at second. It's Gene Cone. Well, Haney looks to either Joel Walker be the hero here with the fly ball, a base hit, anything of that nature that can get Pius in.
Walk might not be the worst thing. Sets up a potential double play.
3-1 to Haney. Fouled back out of play behind the press box.
He had a big cut at a fastball that had a lot of plate. And I'm sure Haney wishes he could have that one back. He just missed it.
Big pitch coming up for Eder Arrives. Full count to Will Haney. Winning run on third. The Kettleers and the Firebirds tied up 4-4. Likely this will be the last half frame of baseball played.
And Haney, a high strikeout guy.
3-2. Haney fouls that back to the fence behind the press box, or behind home plate in front of the press box. We'll redo 3-2.
He struck out a team high 13 times. And that comes after he struck out almost half of his at-bats this year at Alabama. 80 strikeouts in 169 at-bats. So if you're the Firebirds, Haney very well might be the guy you want up right now just because You need a strikeout. And again, though, a walk could be worse as Arrive steps off Murphy out to the mound, because that would set up a possible double Peterson waiting on deck.
So if you're Will Haney, you either make some contact or you just strike out here. This is a chance where the situation where striking out may be the better bet. Well, not even actually, because if Peterson's brought up with no outs, it's not like he can fly out and bring in a runner. So he needs to make some contact is really what it comes down to. Pius at third, Cone at second, but Pius is the only runner that matters currently. Full count, 3-2 to Will Haney. Curveball misses outside. He draws a walk. Bases loaded for Court Peterson.
And now the infield will drop back, at least up the middle, it looks like. The corners will stay up. Southall at short, Nichting at second, drop back, hoping to turn 2 on a ground ball.
Peterson is 0 for 4 today. No at bat bigger than the one right now.
And look at how big that error to start the inning looks right now. Paez, the winning run at third, reached on a dropped pop-up.
Pitch to Peterson. It's below the knees as Murphy runs back to the pitcher's mound. 1-0.
Looked a little bit crossed up there with what pitch was coming. Might have expected a fastball, instead got the now wants to talk things over, because remember, if they mix up signs and a pitch gets by Murphy, well, ball game over. Paez comes down the line to score. So you have to be very careful in this spot. Outfield very shallow as well.
Pitch to Peterson. Breaking ball misses outside, 2-0.
And now Peterson can look for his pitch. The last thing Arribas wants to do is fall behind 3-0.
2-0 to Court Peterson. Here it is. Fastball outside corner, hits it, 2-1.
That did not look like a strike from up here. That might have been a very generous call from John Petula. Looked inches off that outside corner.
So it's a called strike, 2-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled back and out of play to the parking lot.
Hit a car?
I believe it did. Even in these tense moments, that is the...
That's always the question.
Count is tied up, 2-2. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded. Michael Paez, the winning run at third. 90 feet away. Here's the 2-2 to Peterson. Is upstairs, full count, 3-2.
And now he's got to throw a strike. Can't walk home the running run. So Peterson can expect a pretty hittable pitch in this spot right here. Crowd making plenty of noise.
3-2 to Peterson. He walks in the winning run. Paez jogs home. He crosses, and the Kettleers snap a 7-game losing streak, beat the Orleans Firebirds 5-4.
And Peterson getting mauled by his teammates. The Gatorade bucket dumped on him over at first base. It's a walk, but you know what? When you're struggling to win, you'll take them however you can get them. A walk-off walk. And finally, the Kettleers put an end to their 7-game losing streak, beating the best team in the league.
Well,
you never know baseball.
What a way to do it, to defeat the team that coming to this game was 11-4. You're 4-12, and it's been a weird few last games for the Kettleers. And it looked like they were on their way to another potential, maybe not a loss, but at least a tie, as it seemed that the bottom 9th would be the last half frame being played regardless due to darkness. But the Kettleers get a win, and they'll take it anyway. Walk-off walk.
A win's a win. And when you've lost 7 in a row, it doesn't matter how you get it. And the Kettleers thrilled, as you could tell when that pitch was upstairs, thrilled to get a win.
So they are 5-4 winners against the Firebirds. The Kettleers improved to 5-12 on the year. And Orleans drops to 11-5, so they're still in good shape. They didn't really need this win as much as the Kettleers did. And you have to figure, after losing 7 straight games, it's just one game, but this must feel like a big weight has come off their shoulders.
It feels like a lot more than just one win.
So let's just take a look back at how that 9th inning played out. Michael Paez reached base off an on the shortstop Southall. That was a pop-up that stayed in the infield.
Completely turning the inning around, too.
Was to the right of the second baseman, or of the second base bag. Nick Ting was there under it, but Southall was following that ball. Some lack of communication. Was snow-coned and fell out of the glove of Southall. Should have been a routine pop-out, but the middle infielders not in accord. Then Brody Weiss did not have a good at-bat. He bunted a ball foul with 2 strikes, so he was out. Gene Cone pinch hitting for, I guess it would technically be Cole Fabio. Cole Fabio came in defensively for Spencer Gay, so Gene Cone got a base hit into left center, fell in front of Kyle Lewis. And then a passed ball, got past Murphy. Runners advanced from first and second to second and third. 3-2 count, drew a walk. So bases were loaded, and then Court Peterson, 3-2 count, draws a walk. And the Kettleers are walk-off winners 5-4. So that'll do it here at Lowell Park. A fantastic day of baseball and a big win for the Kettleers alongside my partner Dan Silverman. I'm Axel Boada. We hope you had a great night. We'll see you again next time. And be sure to ride your bikes to Lowell Park next home game. Good night.